Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. It's Saturday, y'all. I always like Saturdays because I got to sleep in. When I was a kid, I was allowed to sleep in, so I never saw Saturday morning cartoons. Yes, guys, I am old enough to know what Saturday morning cartoons are, even though I didn't get to watch very many of them. I always woke up, and by the time I woke up, there was always crappy ones on, like Scabby and the Gang or some shit like that. Always bad cartoons by the time I woke up. But I liked it because I was able to sleep in, and I'm a night owl, so I didn't get a lot of sleep back when I was a kid. It's probably what's wrong with me now. Anyhow, I was just having an argument on Twitter. I know, shocking, right? And it's not me having an argument that's shocking. The argument itself just blew my fucking mind. So Kamala, whatever her name is, Harris, dirty senator from out there in California, a woman who, by her own admission, was fucking a married man. And by his own admission, he helped kickstart her career, literally slept her way into power. And she's now a senator with a good chance of becoming the next vice president of the United States. Ain't that nice? Yeah. Well, she's helping to push this nonsense about making DC a state. The Democrats are really on this hard right now. All of the ones I follow have been pushing this. I'm like, y'all need to read the Constitution. And some moron shot back at me that I just don't understand that HR 51, the bill, they have a bill for this. That I just don't understand that HR 51, it'll still have a little spot, the 10-mile spot, the original dimensions from the Constitution, that will be the federal buildings and stuff, and the rest will be in a state. And so I went and actually read the text of HR 51. I'm like, ooh, you know what? Maybe that's true. Maybe they took it into account. In which case, I mean, they'd have to probably name their new state of Washington, D.C. something else. I'm like, all right, I'll go read it. It literally says in the bill that DC would still be the federal capital. And so I actually take a screenshot of that and screenshot it to him. I said, it literally says this. And like, nuh-uh. And they screenshotted me. I'm not making this up. You can go look at my timeline. A summary of the bill. And so I tweeted back at him with the actual text of the bill, where they could go read it themselves. And they told me I was wrong again. I'm like, oh my, you're just dumb. You're just repeating shit you heard because you're not smart. I gave you the tools. I was ready to be wrong because I hadn't read it, and that's not a good idea. If you're going to get into those arguments, I mean, I hadn't said anything, that would have made me look too stupid there. I could have went, all right, with that bill, I can see it, blah, blah, blah. But I went and read it because I didn't know. I wanted to educate myself. And this idiot, like, nah, man, I read the summary. Not understanding what it means. Literally, if you read the exemptions that they give in there, the federal government would still control the Capitol building, the White House, the mall, the not a mall where you go buy clothes, the mall in Washington, and the different monuments. That's what they would control, but it would still be part of Washington, D.C., the state, which would require a fucking constitutional amendment. We'd actually have to have, if this got passed, and if Joe Biden wins, we could have Washington, D.C., the state, next year. But if it got passed, it'd be immediately challenged to the Supreme Court, in which case the Supreme Court would have to go, no, you can't do that. And we'd have a state denied because of the Constitution, and then they'd have to try to pass an amendment. They've tried to actually do this before. They've let the citizens vote, and they voted, no, we don't, we're good. Corey, thank you. Screw YouTube. I asked for a reminder when this would go live, but I got none. Sorry to hear that, man. They don't like to remind people unless I talk about my wiener and suggest that Susan could see it if she gave me enough money. And then they treat the channel okay. Yeah, Yeah, I was blown away. I actually gave them proof. You can just go read it. Go look at it. Here's the actual text. Nuh-uh. I was like, I hate running into people like that. I do. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay not to have all the facts. You should be very careful of what you're saying if you don't have all the facts. But fuck it, we're all wrong from time to time. Just, oh shit, you're right. My bad. But nobody wants to be wrong anymore, man. Nobody wants to be wrong. Look, I don't want to be wrong. But I would rather be wrong and find out than just keep being wrong. And running into people who would just rather keep being wrong, I do not understand it. I don't get it. No, I want to stay stupid. For fuck's sake. Monkey's never wrong. Cultist, or Quinn the Cultist, that is true, except when it's not. What was the other? There was another quick one I wanted to talk about. Shit, I forgot what it was, because that one just blew my mind. It really did. How would you rather be stupid? I don't get it. Because anyhow, I guess this is one of the ones that I wanted to talk about too. I saw a tweet today from a female gamer, or at least it looks like a female gamer. They may have a penis, but as far as I can tell, they're a female gamer. They wrote this: being a woman in esports is being torn between wanting to exist proudly so that other women see that it is possible to thrive in the industry they love, and wanting to hide away because the industry is actually hostile to women to its core. Now, there's a couple of problems with this. So, okay, there's at least 4, at least 3, at least we'll go with the 3. Angry, thank you so much. People who are never wrong are not human, because to err is to be human. Indeed. To err is human, sadly. None of us are perfect. And you don't want to run into the asshole who actually does know everything, because I guarantee you they have no personality whatsoever. Being a woman in esports is being torn between wanting to exist proudly so that other women see that it is possible to thrive in the industry they love. I have a problem with that right there. When I play games, I don't do it so that other men go, wow, I could be like Monkey one day. I do it to be good. Especially if I'm playing if I'm playing aggressively, what's the word? Competitively, which I don't do anymore because I'm a dick. You guys have heard how I talk to the NPCs in Fallout. You should hear me talk to real people in a shooter. That's why I don't do it anymore. I don't like myself when I'm like that. But I don't do it so other people are going, oh, I want to be just like him. I do it because I love the game. I have fun. I enjoy playing the game. That's why I play the game. And ladies out there in the esports world, you want a better time of it? You want to enjoy your play experience? Stop trying to be role models. Stop trying to be like, I want everybody to look up to me. I want to be the Martin Luther King of the esports world for girls. Just go play. Go fucking play. And the second part, and wanting to hide away because this industry is actually hostile to women to its core. Oh, sweetheart. One, some of the nastiest people I've ever run into playing games are women. They're fucking horrible people. They really are. But esports, just people being nasty to you comes with the territory. And there's a reason for it. There really is, because, and I know this is going to scare some people, it's competition. There's not we haven't gotten to the point in esports where we're giving participation trophies. If you want to win, you've got to go win. And winning does matter. Sometimes a lot of money is on the line. But people are shitty to each other, and there's a reason for it. It's part of the game. You know, monkey, no. No, but the being mean isn't part of the game. Yes, it is. It's part of the mental game. Because no matter how good you are, moving your fingers around and sliding your mouse or your control pad, just the right angle so you get that shot off before they can. Doesn't matter if they can get in your head. It's part of competition. It's part of sports, and it always has been. Always has been. And trying to take that away, pussies. Yes, exactly. Psych them out. Psych them out. Watch basketball. In basketball, they just cut through the shit. And the whole goal is just to fuck with them as they try to take a shot. It's part of the game. And if you can't get over that, then you probably shouldn't be there. Monkey, you can't say that they have to take meanness if they want to be. Why can't it just be nice? Because that's gay. And not the good two guys agreeing to go into a bedroom and blow each other gay. The, oh my God, that's so gay. Nobody wants to see that shit. That's why a lot of esports is boring as fuck, is because they don't let them talk shit to each other. Instead, you got them sitting there and they're all nice and quiet. And they're like, oh, God, I wish you could tell this guy to go fuck himself. Man, I'd love to tell him how many different ways I fucked his mom last night. You know? That's part of the game, and it should be part of the game. And here's the thing. People are horrible to each other in esports. Play your game. Do your best. Go out there and do your best. Don't let them get in your head. Because if they do, they've already won. And it's the same in any sports. If somebody gets in your head, you're fucked. You go out there, you do your thing. That's what separates the men and the women from the boys and the girls. And if you can't make that separation, yeah, you're either a boy or a girl. Step up, be a man, be a woman. Go play your game. Don't let somebody called me a name. Shut the fuck up, you whiny little bitch. It doesn't hurt you. And if it does, you have bigger problems than somebody calling you a name. There's rant number 2 for the day. I hate this shit. Like, we got to clean it up. People got to stop saying bad words. Fuck you. Fuck you, pussy. How about that? Because when you take that out of the game, I mean, that isn't a valid part of the game. It is, and it should be a valid part of the game. It's a valid part of any game. Shit talking. Get in their head, man. I get in your head, I own you. Because every time you screw up, even if you kill me once, and I get you the next time, I'm like, told you I own you, bitch. And it's all it takes for some people. And they cannot recover, and they have to leave in a huff. It's funny. And what you do, if somebody is talking shit like that to you, let me help you out here. Ignore them. Just seriously, ignore them. And there's people who tell you can't ignore people when they're talking to you. I do it all the time. On a nightly basis on this show. People are talking to me right now. I can ignore all kinds of shit. Learn to laugh. And then that helps. I haven't had anybody that I remember get in my head in a game. Whether football, baseball, video games. I take those very well. Now, golf, I've gotten into my own head. And if you think somebody else getting in your head will fuck you up, try that shit. Hazmat, thank you. We need those Modern Warfare 2 lobbies back. I don't need to talk shit in a lobby. I talk shit on the battlefield, man. And there's somebody out there firing fireworks. It's almost midnight. The fuck are they doing? All right. Got some drunkards out there playing with fireworks. That shouldn't be happening. Expect to hear fire trucks soon. Piccolo, thank you. I've gotten 4 DMs in the last 3 days. They need a hug. Who's hugging you? I had to stop playing golf. So did I. I miss it. I really do. But yeah, if I was just playing with golf, I was good. I really was. My short game needed more work. My putting needed more work. My long game was beautiful. There's this one hole on one of the courses I used to play. It's a horseshoe, and you're supposed to drive up and then drive back. And I would just go right over the trees, landed it where I wanted every time. It was beautiful. But then there was a day where I missed one shot, and I started thinking about it. I didn't even finish that round. Actually, it got so bad. It's like, fuck this. I'm going home. There are T-storms near you, Monk. Yeah, but these are fireworks. That's not. There were supposed to be storms up this way. I don't know if we ever actually got them. I've had my headphones on for several hours now. I like golf, but really suck at it, and it's too friggin' hot here. Gotcha, Peterbilt. I didn't think I was going to like golf. My brother had started playing, and he asked me one day if I wanted to go with him. I'm like, golf? He's like, yeah, it's golf. It's fun. I'm like, all right. And so we went out to the driving range. And the first time you connect with a driver perfectly, when you hear that, there's a very specific sound that it makes when you hit it perfect. And you spend the rest of your life chasing that. It's wonderful. Pincalo, thank you. The crybabies in COD, I tend to get one every map. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind shit talking, so it's fine. But the only game you can really get into my head is golf, because man, too many variables in that fucking game. I've been dealing with T-storms. Big dog is scared in the bathroom. Oh, that sucks, Aether Toast. Go give him a hug. What was the other one I want to talk about? Oh, Andy Warski has been kicked off the YouTubes. And it happened, God, before we went on the air on Lords of the Night. He was kicked off for the bullying and harassment. I'm not sure what he had done, which specific instances of bullying and harassment. There's some indication it might have been because he was making fun of fat people, but I do not have proof of that. He did unblock me, and I didn't even realize it because he's blocked and unblocked me several times. And I didn't realize he'd unblocked me until probably a month ago. So every so often it popped up, and it had popped up with this video that he explains he'd been on he'd been on YouTube 12 years, 1,200 videos, and they just yeeted him for being mean to people. This is why I got rid of some of my videos, guys. That's why I got rid of some of them. We make a lot of fun of stuff on here, but on this show, we're much more vague about it. So I hope we're okay. But a lot of my videos were directed at some people, and I was quite mean in them. Like the one, the duo of videos to Danny Quartz, the 2-parter that I made. I loved that video. That was me at my best, insulting wise. I was on point, and it sucks that I had to take that down. But knowing that it was up, put the channel in danger, because at any time, it didn't even have to be Danny. Somebody could come along and go, oh, he asked him how many licks it takes to get to the center of a window. Which, by the way, is one of my favorite insults I've ever made. So I had to do some of that because of what we're seeing. And I do think it's going to get worse. I do think I may have to go through and delete some of these streams just because I don't know what all was said. And that would hurt the channel a lot. Not that it matters. I get enough views that it's not like I would lose monetization over it or anything, but you just never know. You never know what's going to trigger somebody to go run to YouTube and then go, oh, yeah, that is hurtful. That's so hurtful. Go fuck yourselves, you whiny pussies. I'm so tired of this. It's hurtful. That's hateful, monkey. Hate speech, not a thing. It's not. You want hate speech? How about when somebody is yelling at somebody that they don't like them? You could say that's got hate in the speech, but the words itself are meaningless, because if you take those same words and put them in a comedic context, they wouldn't be hateful, because speech itself isn't fucking hateful. The words, Those words aren't hateful. How you convey them could be. Luckily, I live in America. Damn, if only Susan cared about that as much as I do. But I try to play within their rules. I really do. And unfortunately, that might mean we got to stop making fun of fat people. Whoops. Who knew that was coming? Yeah, I haven't seen the exact results. I may listen to Ralph's stream because he's now a co-host. Andy Warski's now a co-host with Ethan Ralph over on the Ralph Retort on D Live, and Andy has his own channel on D Live. I've always said about Andy, I see Andy as a cautionary tale. I used to say about Andy, he was the only bombastic person I could take, because I'm usually not a fan of those kind of people. They annoy the shit out of me. But for some reason, the way Andy does it, I can tolerate it. Plus, I think Andy can be really funny. And then he went down a weird road. And just blew it all up. The whole Kraut situation, and specifically Jeff lying to him and then him hooking up with Tonka, that was just a whole bad situation. You see Andy, who's coming off this high, he was doing pretty well for himself during the skeptic days. And then this Kraut thing comes along, and Andy actually blows up even bigger because he has that stream with Sargon and Dickie Spencer. And he blows up really big and unfortunately attracted a very bad crowd. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. White nationalists, racist, shitbags. Not all of them. Not all. There's a lot of good people that were still in Andy's corner over there. But there were also a lot of them that were there for the JF side of things. And at that time, JF was pushing racism. He liked to fuck multicultural potatoes, but he was pushing racism. And that brought in a lot of people that were fucking horrible racist people. And then they got the Kumite stuff going on. And eventually they turned on each other. And suddenly Andy's lighting his nipples on fire on stream. And down there in Florida telling somebody to point a gun at somebody and pull the trigger. I don't hate Andy. I never have. I think Andy needs a lot better influences in his life. And honest to God, I'm not a huge fan of Dick Masterson, but Andy being in proximity to Dick because Dick is on the Ralph show so often might be very good for Andy, because Dick, if nothing else, is a good businessman. He might say some horrible things that he shouldn't, or I don't watch his show enough, but I know he gets called things all the time. But I've never seen it. I don't watch it a lot though. But maybe he's edgy from time to time. Let me put it that way. Maybe he's edgy from time to time. But he's a very good businessman. And I think if Andy pays attention to him, he could do very well for himself. He really could. And again, I don't hate the guy. I'm sorry to see his channel got yeeted, but all the best to him, man. All the best to him. Who should we talk about first? I'll let you guys choose. Pelosi or Shane Dawson. We're gonna do both of them, so you guys get to pick one. For one, we're gonna watch a video, and the other one, you're gonna hear me rant and say the F word a lot. So put it in the chat now. 1 for Pelosi, 2 for Shane. If you don't want to type them out, 1 for Pelosi, 2 for Shane. I'll let you guys choose what we do. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. You know, Justin, I don't know how much of it was drug related with Andy. I'm not that close with Andy. We've exchanged DMs very, very rarely. And it looks like we're getting Pelosi. All right. Peterbilt, one vote each. Makes it very hard to tell what people are actually saying. Oh, now it looks like a kind of a mix. God damn it. Keep the best for last. Looked like the beginning was all Pelosi and now it's all Shane. Am I going to actually have to count? if we ignore those, yeah, it still looks like Shane wins. All right. Sorry, guys. Shane wins. Voting's over. We got some more Pelosi's at the last minute, but I'd already called it. Sorry. Toxic Nightshade, thank you so much. Just got your notification. All right. Thank you for the donation, by the way. But anyway, back to Andy real quick to finish that up. I don't know how much drugs were an issue. I've heard they may have been. I think that went to some of his erratic behavior, but I don't think that went to piss poor business decisions. I don't think that counted for it at all. And yeah, some of the erratic behavior is what cost him a lot there after the JF breakup, but still. Oh man, he could have done great things here. Anyhow. Shane Dawson. Shaney Dawson. For those of you who don't know Shane Dawson, some of you are a lot older, my age and stuff, and maybe you haven't heard of Shane. He's the one that did the Jake Paul 5 video series, the biography of him or whatever the fuck it was. Summit, thank you. Supposedly Fanny was involved in this ACC to Twitter, in this account to Twitter. His account? What account? And I wouldn't be surprised if Franny was involved. That'll be Francesca Ramsey, you guys, because she's kind of a bitch. Anyway, so Shane is an old school YouTuber. He's been around for a lot of years. And he came up in the days of Onision and the chick we talked about last night, Jenna Marbles, and Philly D. And I bring up those three specifically because they share a lot in common. All four of them, when they first started out, they did outrageous stuff. They did edgy boy humor. Hey Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, wonderful. You got here just as we're getting ready to talk about Shane Dawson.
Oh.
It's okay. Trust me. You know who Shane is?
Only kind of vaguely. It's a name I hear, but not somebody I've ever cared about.
All right. My kids used to watch him years ago. And he did edgy humor. And I just told the audience here, he came up at the time of Onision, the chick we talked about yesterday, Jenna Marbles, and Philly D. And there's a reason I'm using those names. The reason I'm using those names, because they all came up, and it was at a time of YouTube where people who were being outrageous got attention. People who were just sitting at their mic talking like we are right now, nobody would pay attention to that, much like today. But back then, what these people would do, a lot of them did blackface. A lot of them told racist jokes. A lot of them used big titties in every thumbnail. And all of them since have, in some way, disregarded what they used to do, poo-pooed it, shamed people who have done it. You know? Yeah. Shane Dawson has already gotten a lot of shit for his blackface because this has been out there for a long time. Well, he got in an argument with the beauty bloggers he hangs out with now. Jeffree Star and that Toddy cunt and James Charles, those weirdos.
Oh, yeah.
And I call them weirdos not because they're men who like to wear makeup or because of their sexuality or any of that, but because they're fucking weirdos. They get in these little fights all the time, like little schoolgirls.
Little drama school fights.
Yeah. And so Shane got mixed up in this, and somebody decided to go dig up some of his other videos he used to do. And there's one, Jack. There's one really disturbing one. There's one where he was doing a radio show, and he's kind of making pedo jokes. And I forgive that one because he's being stupid making pedo jokes. But there's another one where he's sitting on a couch, and there's a young girl kneeling next to him on the floor off to his left. And there's a grown woman sitting next to him on the couch on the right. Okay? Got the scene?
Yeah.
The 12-year-old's on his left, grown woman on the right. Mother not in the room. In fact, he
Naturally.
waited until after the mother left to film this. He starts talking to her about sex. And he holds up a peep. And he has the woman to his right kind of show the girl what sex is like by taking that peep, kind of formulating it like it was a rabbit peep, not one of the chick ones.
Yeah.
And pretending it was a dildo. She doesn't actually put it inside her, but she slides it up into her dress between her legs.
What?
Yeah. And then he asked the 12-year-old if she was on her period. And she's like, what? I'm not talking to you about that. And then he goes, but you do bleed, right? I was like, what?
Now, I'm assuming this guy isn't completely socially awkward because that's not normal conversation.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. He then goes on to tell her, or to ask her, what do you do? Or you have a boyfriend, right? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, what do you tell him if he wants to put it in you?
Jesus Christ. Wait, this is socially awkward grooming.
Well, she goes, well, I tell him no. And then he says, what do you tell him if he wants to put it in your mouth?
Oh my God.
I'm not making this up. This is one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. This is the guy who, when he made his Jake Paul series, was #1 trending, and YouTube loves this motherfucker because he's gay now, by the way. He didn't used to be gay. He's gay now, Jack. He had to become gay to make up for his blackface. I'm pretty sure that's when that happened. I'm sorry. I'm doubting his gayness. He's gay. He's gay, y'all.
This video's out there of him doing this?
Yes.
And YouTube hasn't kicked him off the platform yet.
Well, no, they haven't. But according to Social Blade, okay, the video, nobody can find anymore. Luckily, people started downloading this earlier this week or something. Wow. And so it's in a lot of videos. You won't find it on his channel anymore, but you can find it on a lot of other channels because everybody was talking about this today. If you follow drama channels, sorry, everybody was talking about it today.
We have seen people kicked off the platform for way less creepy shit than this.
Oh, well, sure. He made a video where he is owning up, Jack. He's owning up to what he's done over the years. And there's several parts to it. The first, maybe third of it, he's talking about his blackface and fat shaming and that kind of stuff, which he did. We'll get to that in a minute because that's where I get very angry. This other stuff, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Thank you, Pincalo, for dropping the link there. So people, if anybody wants to check it out, you can. I'm assuming that's one that has these videos in it. The next part is him talking about all the other stuff and how gross it was. At one point, he said, back then he was just trying to keep pushing it like Howard Stern.
That's not like Howard Stern at all. Howard Stern doesn't say creepy things to 12-year-olds.
Well, this is a guy in one of his attempts to be edgy, and I forgive this one because he was trying to be humorous, and I know he was. But there's certain things, maybe there's a line that, I mean, you can go that way if you want to. I support your right to free speech, but dude, what he said was that he didn't see what was wrong with people looking up babies and beating off to pictures of naked babies online.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, I think he was joking. I really do.
So.
I just look, you and me tell some horrible fucking jokes, man.
Yeah, but we're funny. This sounds creepy.
It is, and it just comes off that way. And his female co-host at the time, she's just like, no, don't tell people this. Stop it. And he just keeps going, keeps pushing it. You're like, Jesus, fuck, dude, what's wrong with you?
Right? Real quick, thank you, Atheist Icon. Rolled a pregnant woman for this donation. My daughter did a leg sweep while laughing. I'm hoping she wasn't too pregnant. Something about water breaking as we ran away. Thank you, Atheist.
She probably meant a water main somewhere.
Yeah.
You're fine. All of that stuff is weird. And the thing is, I don't know how to react to it. Because it may be he's just that fucking awkward. You know? He's not a pedophile. He just doesn't know how to act around children. And I don't know.
I don't know. There's a point where it's creepy either way.
Yes.
It sounds very much like it's there.
Look, either way, I wouldn't let my children around him.
Oh, fuck no. Somebody says shit like that to kids. I don't care if they are socially awkward. That's messed up shit.
Pincalo, thank you. This is about as scary real as Bobby Lee's thing. Yeah. Well, Bobby Lee, I mean, he's admitting to banging a 14-year-old while she cried. So, I mean, that to me is a little worse. That's a lot worse. But with this, it's creepy, Jack. Is it pedo creepy? I don't know.
Well, it certainly seems very pedo creepy. And I don't know if you're saying shit like this on YouTube. I mean, we've seen maps to platform for stuff like this, rightfully so. Why is YouTube supporting this guy when PewDiePie made some very obvious jokes?
Sure. And if you listen to it, that's the other part. You have to listen to it. Because part of me can hear, okay, he's trying to push it like Howard Stern. And then there's part of me that's like, he's not laughing. And maybe he jokes very well without breaking. But the whole thing is just creepy.
Look,
by the way, this is somebody YouTube loves. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We've both have made very deadpan jokes that people have taken very seriously for some stupid ass reason.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's a point where certain things if you're going to joke about them, you have to be very, very clear that you're joking.
Yeah, he says in his apology owner-uppership video, whatever the fuck he called it, that because it's not an apology, Jack. He's already done apologies. He's owning up to it. But anyway, he says in there that the clip has been cut where you don't get to hear him repeatedly say that he's against pedophilia. However, listening to the clip, I don't hear any obvious audio breaks. And it's one of those things where there's constant noise, so you would. It's not like there's dead air.
Yeah.
So in maybe somebody did that, but if they did a very good job of editing it all together. So it's just creepy as shit. But going back to his racism days, I need to talk about this. He says that he felt dirty as he was doing this stuff, including the weird baby thing, which, you should feel dirty making that joke.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
And that's giving you the benefit of the doubt that it was a joke. He says that he shouldn't have done that, Jack. He shouldn't have done that. And all of the jokes, he didn't realize all the pain and suffering he was causing. And it's what he did wasn't right. It wasn't right, Jack. And as I listen to this whole thing with all of those three pieces put together, I don't hear him say he's going to give up all of his money, get rid of his house, give his house to the homeless, and then go start over like a normal person, just get a job at Walmart, you know? He's going to keep everything that he's earned off of this horrible behavior. But he does say this, I'm willing to lose it all. I'm willing to lose it all to own up to it. Like that's some noble thing. Nobody's going to come take your money. It's not like, unless somebody sues him maybe. But even if he got canceled today, Jack, he's still a multimillionaire. This motherfucker has made bank off this platform. And long before he made that Jake Paul video or that Jake Paul series, which is one of the most watched things on YouTube ever. That's who this motherfucker is. He's got money. So I'm willing to lose it all. Go fuck yourself. Are you willing to give it up? Because that would be atonement. Being willing to lose it, even go, well, he could keep the Jake Paul. Nobody would have cared who Shane Dawson was if it wasn't for all this stuff that he got famous for originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he hadn't have been these racist characters, oh, and Jack, his blackface, I would characterize actually as blackface.
Oh.
Okay, here's the difference to me between blackface and a costume. If I dress up as Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, right?
Yeah.
And I put on black makeup because Samuel L. Jackson is black, and I act like he does in the movie, then I'm doing him. If I just throw on really dark makeup and act in stereotypical black mannerisms without that actually being a caricature of somebody specifically, then that's blackface. That's just making fun of black people in black makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what blackface was. Yeah, faithless. It's damn near minstrel. Just instead of how people saw blacks back then, how apparently Shane saw them at the time. Some of it's funny. I'm not going to lie. Some of it is funny. But there's no doubt it is just racist shit by today's standards. By today's standards. No doubt it's racist shit.
Wow.
And he feels really horrible about it. And if he hadn't have done that, he would have never gotten famous. Ever. So if you're willing to lose it all and you feel all that bad, are you willing to give it all up? Are you willing to give it all to Satsu because this whole time he has been a black man?
I doubt he would do that. Although Satsu would probably appreciate it.
He would. And I actually tried to get Satsu money another way today, Jack. That's kind of related.
Oh, yeah?
Sort of related. Where's it at? Mike Henry, who plays Cleveland Brown over there on the Family Guy, has stopped doing the character because he thinks that black characters should be played by black people.
Oh, that's a white guy?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's been doing it for 20 years. And I reached out and asked him, would you be willing to give your 20 years of ill-gotten gains to my black friend?
Yeah,
he hasn't gotten
back to you?
Hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Well, Satsu does a very good Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you. Always lost on nothing else. Donation 156. I'm going to find some of those Usagi Yojimbo comics. I didn't know about them until I saw your reviews. Have some money. Thank you very much. I hope you like them. That's a great series.
No, Monk, by today's standards, you can dress up as white and act however you want. You know that. Why are you asking that question? That's silly. That's just silly. You just can't dress up and put on any makeup that turns you darker than you are, because then it's if you're white.
How long do you think before they extrapolate this into other areas, like the redhead chick that played Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy? She's as white as it gets out. Jillian something or other. Karen Gillian. She's a cute little thing, but she dresses in like that blue makeup. How long before that's considered a blackface stroke? Type of thing.
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Oki. Satsu isn't doing Cleveland. He just sounds that way. Fair enough. I don't watch the show very often. I don't know if I've ever heard Cleveland speak.
Oh, you'd know it. Satsu does the voice every now and then. I've heard him do it. It's pretty funny.
Also announced today, Jack, The Simpsons will no longer have white actors voice non-white characters.
None of those characters are white. They're all yellow. Which
brings up an interesting question, doesn't it? Who's going to play the yellow people? The only answer I have would be considered racist.
Asians.
You can either go with Asians, which would be considered the racist answer these days, or jaundice.
Yes, jaundice people for the win.
Only jaundice people can play Bart and Homer and Maggie and Marge and Lisa.
I saw a guy that had jaundice one time, and like really bad, like dark yellow skin, and he was actually pretty funny about it. He was dressed as Commander Data. at Walmart.
Nice.
Yeah, just walking around Walmart just like Commander Data. It's pretty funny shit.
My youngest, when he was born, had jaundice.
Yeah,
Luckily, it cleared up immediately. He was only yellow for a couple of days.
I've heard that's kind of common with babies.
Yeah, it can be. And what you look for is to make sure it goes away.
Yeah.
Which it did. It's just making sure the liver's working. He's perfectly healthy now. But yeah, he had little yellow eyes. It was kind of creepy. We have this whole push of all these people. You can't have black people played by white people. Meanwhile, Disney Plus is really playing up the fact that Hamilton is coming to their channel on July 3rd.
Am I in the one where everybody's black based on white people? Like actual people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not racist at all.
I have no problem with... I can buy black people playing the founders. It's okay. Make it a good show. I will watch. I'm actually going to... I don't know if I'll tune in to see it live when it first airs because I'll probably be doing a stream. But I plan on watching it because, one, I like musicals, and two, I've heard very good things about it. And I can suspend disbelief long enough to go, all right, Alexander Hamilton was Puerto Rican. Cool. Let's do it. This whole notion that they have to be exactly the coloring. You're talking about cartoons here, Jack. Why not? How about this? Since very few people are white in The Simpsons by, what they consider the yellow people.
Yeah.
How about instead of making it so only black people can play the black characters, or only I was going to say Asian, but I mean Indian, even though it is still Asian, can play Apu. Why not change their colors and make them purple and maybe an off shade of blue?
Well, that wouldn't be good enough, and you know it. Somebody pointed out in chat a second ago. Cougar Knife said Samurai Jack is an Asian character played by a black man. I don't hear any outrage about that.
You're not going to. Guys, you got to listen. Let me help you. It's only if white people play him. Because actually, the guy who plays Cleveland, he didn't say black characters should play black characters. He said people of color should play people of color.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. That's just anti-white racism at that point.
Yeah, it is. Well, movie industry and the television industry are allowed to do that. They're allowed to be racist in that way and say this job is only for a white woman. Because they're allowed to do it to tell the stories they want to. Like, this has to be a white woman. Okay, white woman.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong. It's racist to go, oh, no, only people of color can play people of color, because people of color is a rather vague term.
It is, and it just means non-white.
I wonder if I'm seriously thinking about getting a 23andMe done. It's not, I know there's people, they get your DNA. I don't care. I'm not worried they're going to clone me. But if I can prove my quarter Indian, even though I'm as white as fuck, could I play an Indian character? Like, do I have to carry my 23andMe around with me and go, look, I can play Chief Wahoo? We're getting into interesting times, my friend. Interesting times.
No, we're getting into ridiculous, stupid shit that's setting us back 30 or 40 years. If you don't think this is going to cause a backlash within the white community, you're high.
I'm glad you said ridiculous shit, because that is a wonderful segue to what we're about to watch, Jack. I saw this and I almost pissed myself laughing. Hopefully you guys can hear this. Let's make sure the volume's all the way up. It's not. There we go. All right. Tell me if you can hear, Jack.
So I come in this morning and we're...
Yeah, I can hear it fine.
All right. It's a little low for me, so I'm going to turn it up one. Here we go. Rewind that and start over.
So I come in this morning and we're informed there's going to be a protest to defund the police. Well, that's fine. I like protests. Except for they requested a police presence, for their safety at the defund police event. I shit you not.
That's funny.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yep. It's so sadly ironic.
It's clueless. It's clueless. We want to have a rally to take away all your money. Could you come protect us?
That's how out of touch these fucking idiots are, though. If you're going to claim to be like an anarcho-communist independent zone, you can't expect the cops to come in and save you. You can't. If you're going to be one of these activist groups that wants to defund a group, you don't go asking them for help. That's dumb, and why would they help you? You really think the cops that are out there protecting these idiots are going to be in a big hurry to rush to their assistance? Fuck you. That's fucking stupid. I hate these people so much.
For those of you who joined us last night, you guys kind of missed the some of the best stuff. We were watching a stream of some of the stuff going on in Portland. And we tweeted out, and some people came and joined us that are usually with us in the chat here. There were several points, guys. There's one point in this protest. What was there, Jack? Maybe 100 people? Maybe 100?
Yeah.
And they have a fire burning next to a dumpster, which just says so much about them. And then somehow they set a clothing store on fire and are desperately trying to put it out. Now, the whole time this is going on, there's a police line maybe 2 blocks down telling them they have to disperse because it's an illegal demonstration. The fire starts and the police have to push up so, they can have somebody come take care of the fucking fire. And so they start shooting tear gas. And immediately you hear the people in the crowd like, I don't get why they're shooting this stuff at us. Because y'all set a store on fire. What'd you think was going to happen, dipshit? Oh, it's so hard to be nice in that. I'm so usually if I'm watching video, I am trolling, and yeah. I was trying to be very nice because the host there was very kind, and she actually let me get away with quite a few things she probably shouldn't have let me say. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it's hard for me not to troll, man.
Oh, I know. What really pissed me off was they only wanted to put the fire out because it was a black-owned store.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
And the one lady got really upset when the cops started coming up shooting the tear gas. She's like, they're trying to put it out. Dude, they started it. They're only trying to put it out because it's a black-owned business. And that fire was way past those idiots putting it out.
Yeah, as they're being pushed back, they're telling the police, leave him alone. He's putting the fire out. Like, no, he's not. He's going to burn himself to death.
Probably, yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. I was going to donate this to St. Jude, but I hear the Simpsons needed jaundiced voice actors. Plenty of time left for them to make a paycheck. Thanks, Okie.
Right. And over on my Streamlabs, thank you. Always lost on nothing else. Donation number 157. Monkey, I bought 2 bottles of Aunt Jemima's syrup. Do I keep them as collectibles or do I drink them like this, like the scene in Super Troopers? I would buy 2 more. Super Troopers didn't make an impact on me. That movie bored the shit out of me. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of you. That's your Animal House. That's your best movie ever. For me, I just didn't find it funny, so I got really bored with it and didn't keep a lot of it. I would recommend putting it on pancakes because it's very good that way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, do what you want with it. It's yours. You can always keep the bottle as a collectible by itself.
Yeah. So, what else did I have tonight? I'm not done with Shane yet. I do want to go back to him for a minute.
Okay.
This is another one of those fucking gatekeepers. That's why I brought him up with the other 3. The Onision and Philly and Jenna Marbles. These are all 4 people who came up doing horrific shit and have since decided it's the most horrible thing in the world. If they see anybody do exactly what they were doing, they try to tear them down. Because how dare you? I realize sensibilities have changed some, Jack. But even 10 years ago, blackface wasn't acceptable. The only time you ever saw it was maybe in a TV, maybe in a movie. They were already tearing people down for doing it at costume parties. It was already being called blackface. That switch happened in the 90s, not the 2000s, not the 2010s. So it's not like these guys didn't know they were being douchebags. But they got their fame, and now we got to close that door. The Jimmy Kimmels of the world. And I don't like them, Jack.
No, it's hypocrisy at its finest.
If he'd come out and with the blackface stuff said, look, now I think it's a little bit over the top, or even now I think it's offensive, but at the time I was just making jokes, get over it. I'd be like, yeah, good on you. You can have a change of sensibilities. I just don't believe they actually did. I think they had a change of what's making them a paycheck. I think that's what it comes down to them for. I don't think it has anything to do with any actual morality. I think it's, if I don't say that my blackface jokes were horrible, then they're going to cancel me and I'm going to have to move out of my $10 million home in downtown Los Angeles. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Say what you want to about Keemstar. At least he's still the same asshole.
Right?
He doesn't pretend he's anything other than what he is. He'll defend himself when they go too far, and sometimes the criticism of Keem does go too far. But he's an asshole, and he knows it. And so he just keeps on Keeming. Anyway.
Well, that's like his entire thing, too.
It is. It's his personality on the internet.
Real quick. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people, Monkey and the True Jack. I found this on some homeless guy I found sleeping in a trash enclosure. He must have been a really heavy sleeper because he didn't wake up when I took the money out of his really tight grasp.
Ouch.
And thank you, No One Nowhere, just for not being not Jack. Thank you.
That's as good a reason as any. And that makes a good time for us to remind you, we are brought to you by you. Hit that like button, hit the share button. Check out our other channels, guys. They're all linked below. And my Patreon's down there. Do you have a Patreon?
I do.
I need to get that in the make sure you send it to me over on Twitter so I can get it in there.
Okay.
But we have, I need your shop again too, because I lost it.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Give me both of those over in our DMs and I'll get those into the mix. But guys, he has a wonderful Not Jack shirt. You should find it and buy it. I have lots of shirts, Jack. I
know you do. And you should be telling the audience about them more often.
I'm telling them now.
Well, do you have any pictures of them you can show the audience? So you can show.
I don't, not easily. We'll have to do that another time. And get Raid Shadow Legends. No, wait. They don't pay me for that. Fuck them. We're going to move on to the next story. The other one, for those of you who wanted the Nancy Pelosi story, buckle in. Jack, have you watched? Did you see her clip from today?
No, I've been kind of offline most of the day. And I took an old man nap a little while ago.
All right. Make sure share audio. Give me an audio test here, Jack.
Proud for the judiciary.
Yeah, good.
All right. Guys, this isn't sped up or slowed down. All the slurring you hear is just her. So hang in there. It's worth it, I promise.
Committee that before he testified, he said to me, Madam Speaker, do you think that I can tell George's daughter that his name will be always remembered because you'll name the bill for him? And I said, well, I'll recommend that to the Judiciary Committee and to the Congressional Black Caucus who have shaped the bill. But I only will do that if you tell me that this legislation is worthy of George Kirby's name. And he said it is. And so we're very proud.
Did you hear that?
Did she say George Kirby?
That this legislation is worthy of George Kirby's name. And he said it is. And so we're very proud.
George Kirby.
Who the fuck is George Kirby?
Well, there's a comedian from the 50s, is from what I hear, or there's like a baseball player.
Oh.
And for some reason, she's naming bills after him in honor of George Floyd.
Okay.
This is Kyle. Thank you. Here you go, Monk. This is the rest of the money the homeless guy had. I appreciate it. I don't think he needs it anymore. Yeah, she cares so very much about George Floyd that she can't even remember his fucking name. Jack, I mess up names from time to time.
Yeah, I think we all have.
Not when I'm naming a bill after somebody and trying to push it on people.
Yeah.
You know, to memorialize them. She didn't even catch it. She just kept on with her drunken smile.
That might just be Botox, you know, where she can't not smile.
Toxic Nightshade, thank you. That is very kind. You and the Lords of the Night is the first and only YouTubers. That is very kind. Ex-Boba Hotep, thank you. Damn, we've been pronouncing Floyd wrong this whole time. And Toxic Nightshade, thank you. Hubby and I have ever supported. That's very, very nice. We aim to entertain and sometimes inform and hopefully from where I'm sitting, I hope to make you laugh from time to time. We need more laughter in the world.
We really do. There's enough things that are enraging and stupid.
Yeah, there really is. And Nancy Pelosi's one of them. Don't forget, guys, this is a woman who helped kill the Republican bill, which was written by a black man, by the way. And then had the nerve to say because they passed their bill and the Senate won't vote on it, that they're racist. She didn't use those words, Jack. Of course not, because can't say that. But implied they're racist. They don't care about the Negroes. She does. She cares enough to learn their first names.
Yeah, she's got the white savior complex there.
She said George Kirby. This is Thank you, no one, nowhere, equally for being the best, not Jack. That is very kind. Thank you, sir.
No, wait. Does she think that maybe she got confused because she's pretty old and thought that Mario was a cop and he beat Kirby to death?
Maybe. I honestly don't know because it's such a weird thing for her to not even catch. I mean,
yeah, I mean, the names aren't even similar. I could understand if she mispronounced it or said something similar that, you know, some famous person with a last name that began with a fla sound. But, yeah, she wasn't even close.
Yeah, nuts. Don Lemon did screw up Bubba Wallace's last name, called him Bubba Watson.
Yeah, but at least that's with the same beginning letter, and there's a famous person named Bubba Watson who's like a golfer or something. So, okay, that's a mistake that can be made. But
how much do you think Don Lemon followed? Well, maybe he's a golf fan. Maybe. Okay. Well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, the Kirby one is nowhere close.
Well, and someone might have entered it into the teleprompter wrong for Don Lemon.
Sure.
Because I doubt he does his own scripting.
Oh, fuck no. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Floyd and Kirby only share one letter. It's the Y, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Good. Well, I mean, 1 out of 5 ain't bad.
It's not good either.
I loved that moment because they have been pushing so much how much they care, you guys. They care so much. And the bitch got his name wrong talking about how they were honoring him.
Fucking people, man.
But then again, these are the ones who, to honor black people, all got on their knee with a scarf around them that is traditionally a scarf worn by slave traders.
Yeah, well, they don't care about that because they don't think they'll ever get called on it. Plus, it kind of fits the Democrat theme from the old days.
We're going to switch. We're going to talk about some COVID. I saw something really dirty today, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Put this on screen here.
Oh. before you start, real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. For plausible deniability, all I'm going to tell you about how I got this money is it involved a hacksaw, a cudgel to knock them out, Chinese body part dealers, a hijacked school bus, and bleach to clean the blood. That's dark, man, but thank you.
This is Dr. Scott Gottlieb. I don't know how you say that name. Real quick, thank you, Angry. You get this because I can only use a credit card. Wanted to give it to Jack. Anyway, it's time for laughs is why I follow Jack on Twitter, because some of the things he finds is golden. It's because Jack's funny. Jack knows humor when he sees it.
I try, and I do say some pretty awful shit on Twitter.
This dude tweeted, when we see data showing in-hospital mortality for COVID patients aged 35 to 44 of almost 5%, we should keep in mind that's exceptionally high, especially since criteria for admission is generally just an oxygen saturation of 93%. Many of these young people are otherwise healthy. Let's, for argument's sake, say that this number is correct. I didn't check this number. I'm willing to grant it to him. I'm willing to grant to him that people 35 to 44 have an almost 5% chance of dying if they end up in the hospital because of COVID. Jack, do you know how many people end up in the hospital because of COVID?
Quite a few, I imagine. But,
it is less than 1/10%.
Oh my God! Time to panic.
Yeah. 5% of less than one. Or sorry, I can't even say the numbers now. 5% of 1/10%. Y'all better be scared, y'all. This is so dirty. So dirty. Hospitalized COVID patients. Well, if that's what you're using, well, then you should be telling people. Nowhere in this thread, he has a whole thread here. Nowhere in this thread does he say how many people get hospitalized. Anywhere.
Why would he? That would defeat the narrative.
It's I got mad, Jack. You're lying to people at this point.
They don't care.
This is just to panic people.
Yeah.
They're not even hiding it.
Well, it's going to get worse, too. They're already rehyping all the COVID stuff, talking about how medical facilities are getting overrun and all this. But, I think people are kind of to the point where they just don't care anymore. They're going to take standard precautions, wash your hands regular, wear the mask when you go out in public, that sort of thing. And they're just going to go about their day-to-day because they want to get on with their lives and not be huddled in their house in terror all the time. Yep.
And there's some precautions you can take. Look, I have no problem with all businesses opening up. I'm not going to a lot of them. I'm not going to go hang out in bars. Most bars are rather crowded. I don't want to hang out with that kind of crowd. I'm not going to a concert or anything. You can if you want to. And look, you got a pretty good chance of living. 35 to 44, just under my age bracket. I just missed it, Jack. Just missed it.
Sorry, man.
5% of 1/10%. It's actually less than that. It's 98.6 out of 100,000 people end up hospitalized. 98.6 out of 100,000. Your odds are pretty good to be okay. And then you still have a 95% chance of living. It's just ridiculous. By all means, guys, seriously, I'm not telling you not to take precautions. You should take precautions. Because getting this is not fun if you get the bad stuff. You don't want to end up in the hospital with a ventilator.
Yeah, that's not good. Although, did you see they have a new steroid? Or an old one maybe, that seems to help a lot of the ventilator patients?
Well, that's another thing that hasn't been talked about. The death rate is going down, way down.
Yeah.
It's still falling. And part of that is knowing, or we've been treating it now.
Yeah, they figured out treatments that have actual success.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think the real thing that people should be worried about is giving it to the elderly.
Yes.
If you have older people in your life, then that's what should make you more cautious for people that are at risk. There's several people in my family that are at risk, so I try and minimize my exposure to them. So that's just common sense, though. You keep the at-risk people safe and quarantine the sick, and maybe quarantine the people that are at the highest risk, which is almost always the elderly. So
Right.
that's just common sense stuff. You know, if you've got little kids, maybe don't take them over to grandma's as often. That seems like just kind of normal thinking, but they want to make everyone afraid. I don't get that. I don't think that's productive, and I think it's going to end up being where people just ignore them and do whatever the hell they want.
We've been talking about this for a couple of days. I just want to make sure it's on the screen so people can see we're not making this shit up. This was Vox on 6/26. Coronavirus cases are increasing, but Black Lives Matter protests don't seem to be the cause. New York City COVID-19 contact tracers not asking about George Floyd protest participation.
Yeah, weird. That's really dumb, and that they're playing politics with people's lives again.
The protests don't seem to be a problem. Well, did you ask if people went to them? No. Why would we do that?
Yeah. How could they possibly be a problem if we never look at that information? And it's weird that the places where these are spiking seems to be where some of the bigger protests are, like Los Angeles County.
Well, there's also more people are going out. And the reason that the flu season ends is because the flu can't live in the warmer temperatures very well. So it dies off until wintertime comes around and we start getting sick again. This one has a much higher threshold for dying off as quickly. So the particles are still alive for a little bit longer. It's not as bad as if it was colder. But until we reach, I mean, we're starting to get there with the actual warmer temperatures, especially up here, man. God, we finally had summer a little bit, Jack. Nice. I just want to cry. So people are going out more and stuff, but there were pictures of, there was a picture today in, I forget what paper it was in, but it shows people on the beach and headline, coronavirus cases are going up. Like, why isn't that a picture of protesters?
Nothing to see here.
There was a New York Times reporter. Where's that one at?
Let me guess. Anybody that says that it might be because of the protests is getting called a racist.
No, she's responding to a Politico article. I'll put it on the screen so people know I'm not lying about this bitch. She says, the title of the article is New York City reports no protest-related upticks in COVID-19. Do you remember the article headline we just read?
Yeah, they're not asking people.
No contact tracing for the protests at all. But this chick said maybe because every protester I saw was wearing a mask and masks work.
Haven't been seeing that many people wearing masks, and I doubt it.
I've seen people wearing masks. There are a lot of them wearing masks. I'm not going to lie. Quite a few of them are. A lot of them wear them down under their chin. And there are plenty of them who don't. I sent her a video from New York, one of their news channels. And I started it for her right as they're showing a protester screaming, standing over a bunch of people with no mask on. Which, by the way, guys, that's a great way to get it if he had it.
Yeah.
If you're anywhere underneath him, you're in danger with or without that mask, unless you're wearing the N95. Yeah, I never saw any. Did you look, bitch? It's like the contact tracing. We didn't find any. Did you look? Well, no.
We're not racist, sir.
Like, that's a Time magazine report. I think I said the New York Times. She's a Time magazine reporter, which, I mean, it's Time magazine, but still. You're a reporter, and you can't look that up to find out whether or not people are wearing masks in these fucking things. I hate these people. All of them I saw. All of them. Like, then you're a fucking moron. You didn't look. This one, Jack, I just want to show the picture because, damn. Let me blow that picture up. There we are. That used to be a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Is that in the UK?
I think so.
Yeah, the police car looks very European. Or
oh, I didn't even look at the police car. I looked at him because that says British to me.
Yeah. He's holding a teacup. You can't see it, but
he's having his morning tea.
He's like, I'll have some crumpets.
Yeah, that was 20 minutes after it left the showroom.
Oh, that sucks.
Right? 20 minutes.
Oh, man. I hope he had the insurance, but I kind of doubt it at that point.
Let me see. Where was this one? Jim Acosta tweeted out, Pence at the end of the task force briefing. We'll be back with more information as time goes on. And then in parentheses, this motherfucker had the nerve to say this. They haven't had a briefing in nearly 2 months. These motherfuckers were complaining because they had daily briefings. They were complaining because they had daily briefings because Donald Trump's numbers were going through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
He actually was. There was one time during that period where he set a high for likability in one of the major polls, or respectability, or doing a good job, or whatever it was. And they went, "Oh my god!" It was right after that came out that they're like, they're doing these too much, and now they're like, "Hey, they haven't done it in a while." Go, you fucking. You're not even. You're not. They're not even trying to hide it, Jack.
No, why would they? Their hypocrisy is not getting called out. There's nobody to keep an eye on their, there's no oversight. There's no other media outlets shaming them for being stupid. So, yeah, they're just going to continue on with what they're doing because they think everybody's stupid.
Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, it does do that. Oh, well, we'll put it on the screen. I want to show you something here, Jack. I woke up to this and laughed my ass off. This dude here, he's a Black Lives Matter protester, Jack. And this is what's left of his nuts. He took a rubber bullet to the nuts.
Ow.
Whew. Whew. That oh, hey Ed, how you doing, man? I laughed a little too hard at that one, Jack.
I don't know if I can laugh at that, but it is pretty funny. First of all, if you're going to go out to a protest where there's a good chance you're going to get hit with rubber bullets, because we all know these protests have devolved very, very quickly, wear a fucking cup.
Yeah.
Wear some protective shit. Wear a cod piece. Don't go out there without some kind of protection.
Stand in the back.
Yeah. Like all the pussy little YouTubers do. And then run away like a bitch. But dude, taking a shot to the nuts like that, that's ow.
Yeah, he lost a testicle.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. That is my official stance on that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for him when he's out there causing problems, because he almost certainly was. And I don't have any faith that he wasn't at this point. It's hard to give them the benefit of the doubt because they're such assholes about everything. And he probably wasn't using those nuts anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but it is sad. Black Lives Matter lost their only testicle.
Yeah.
I don't think they have anymore.
They talk a mean game, and then as soon as the tear gas comes, they run away like bitches.
They don't even need the tear gas. Last night, as we're watching this, guys, there's this one point where they're like, we're going to stand together. And they're shouting stuff about fucking the cops' moms and stuff. We're going to stand. They can't divide us. The cops didn't even shoot tear gas that time. They just walked forward. And the crowd was like, oh, shit, here they come.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
The best laid plans of mice and retards.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, hold the line. And the line scatters as soon as like the police twitch funny.
Yeah. The little skinny white kid out there, that albino fuck who was giving him 2 middle fingers for like 2 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. His bold ass ran like a motherfucker when they started coming forward.
Oh, yeah. They're all tough guys until the enemy presents itself. The revolution is powered by dipshits and window lickers.
Yeah, they are quite the group.
Yeah. We've seen this time and time again with a lot of these Antifa and BLM. They're all tough until somebody fights back.
Yep.
Or just looks like they're going to. Then they scatter like roaches under a refrigerator in a college dorm room.
And that's why liberal mayors and police chiefs don't want anybody fighting back, because they like this shit. A federal judge in New York has ruled that Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo have violated the Constitution by discriminating against religious groups, striking down COVID lockdown orders that prevented outdoor and indoor religious activities.
You mean how they were targeting the Jews?
Not just the Jews, any worship, but yeah, mostly the Jews was mostly de Blasio.
Oh,
he's got some issue with the Jews.
Some,
but the court decided. The federal judge here, he's like, wait a minute. You say it's okay for people to go out and protest in mass, but these 100 people can't sit together and worship God
in what is literally a mass.
And he's like, yeah, fuck that. You guys, that is a clear violation of the Constitution.
Yeah. All these Jewish people should sue him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a federal judge actually sided with them. And the news reports about that. Oh, my God, they're going to get people sick. I'm like, you didn't even read the justification, did you? If de Blasio and Cuomo hadn't come out and expressly given support to the BLM protests, the judge might have shot this down.
Yeah.
He might have gone, it's still for public safety. But once you say, hey, 100,000 people can come out and crowd the streets and scream, you've lost you're specifically making a religious exception at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good job on that judge. And where's that other one I wanted to talk about? This one, Jack, I hadn't even thought about, and I'm a little ashamed of myself for not putting it together. You know who Megyn Kelly is, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So Megyn Kelly used to work for Fox News. She was one of the Fox News babes. That's why I used to watch Fox News when I did, Jack. I didn't watch it for the people on, well, okay. I didn't watch it for the personalities on there. I watched it because the people running Fox News realized that a lot of guys would tune in if they put hot women there giving them the news.
Yeah, that's how you do the news.
Fox News started that, putting the news babes on there.
Oh, yeah.
Before, they were mostly regulated to like weather. And
yeah, they have some really hot anchor chicks still. Some really milk-tastic ones.
But CNN and MSNBC have started. They followed suit. They're like, oh yeah, people like hot chicks. That's surprising.
Yeah. My favorite currently is Chanel Rion from OAN. It's a gorgeous Asian chick, and I have a weird thing for like extreme right-wing Asians. I don't know why. I just do.
I want to know who that chick in Portland was last night. Damn it. She was the only cute one in the group.
Oh, yeah.
And she was really dumb. She wasn't wearing a mask, and she was there. So I know she's dumb. She'll start with butt stuff, man. Just saying.
Probably. It's probably hairy there, too.
The network eventually parted ways. Fox News parted ways with Megyn Kelly over a couple of things. There was the Trump incident. Megyn Kelly really does not like Trump. And she was the host, one of the hosts of the debate, and asked Donald Trump about the sexual harassment allegations. And this is the infamous debate where Donald Trump suggested she might be on her period. And Megyn was incensed. How dare you, sir? And then there was a bunch of sexual harassment stuff that went on behind the scenes there, and she was caught up in it, not as a perpetrator, but a victim. And so she left the network and she went to go work at NBC. What was she, the host of Today? Something like that. She was
some morning thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
And during one of her segments, they were discussing Halloween costumes. And Megyn Kelly asked the question, if you are dressing in a costume, what's wrong with it? She actually said, is it wrong to wear black makeup? So if like her example, I believe, was Diana Ross. If somebody dresses up as Diana Ross, is it wrong for them to have the black makeup on? She got fired over that. Now, there was supposedly some other stuff going on behind the scenes, but that was the impetus they used. Did I use that word right? Nope. Thank you so much. Anyone shocked by Jack's admission? Didn't think so. So Megyn gets fired over asking the question, is it okay to wear black makeup in costume? Now, have you heard about Tina Fey recently asking for NBC to take down a couple of episodes of 30 Rock because they had characters in blackface?
Yeah.
That show was on at the time Megyn got fired.
Of course.
They were
looking for a reason.
They were, yeah. They had several shows that featured blackface at some point. And she's been causing a stink over this right now, and rightfully so. Jimmy Kimmel and 30 Rock, and I forget the other one. But 3 shows that at some point in their thing, by the time Megyn asked this question, had already done blackface. And she got fired for asking if it was okay. How fucked up is that? Go ahead.
That was just an excuse to get rid of her.
And that's what worries me most about this witch hunt bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually matter what you've done.
No, it's about what they perceive you to have done.
Megyn Kelly, in that part, she actually says, is it okay to do this? I don't know.
Oh, that's not enough. They've already got the verdict in. It's just finding the evidence to support the verdict. It's very Stasi Kafka-esque bullshit. And if you've been deemed a wrong thinker at any point, they will just find something in your past or that you've said currently to get rid of you that may or may not even be related to the charge. It's just about filtering out people they hate. Some people that have said offensive things, like you just said, are still acceptable, so they get to stay. But yeah, this is just total witch hunt bullshit. I mean, it's scarlet letter ostracization. It's very evil stuff, and it's got to stop. This is getting out of hand very, very badly.
She was just trying to have the conversation. She could have, if somebody talked to her and explained it, she may have come to the conclusion, yeah, that is wrong. I wouldn't have, because I don't think it's wrong. But she's asking, we can't even have the conversation. And I do think, Jack, that you're right, that they were just looking for a reason to get rid of her. Because she still does tend to be a righty. And guys, Megyn Kelly, she's still kind of cute for her age. She's held up pretty well.
Yeah, she's got like 3 kids too.
Yeah. She has a YouTube channel now. She's doing, she doesn't work for any corporation anymore. She works for herself, and good for her.
Yeah, she doesn't, they had to pay her out a ton of money too.
Mm-hmm.
So they just lost money on this, like hand over fist. It was multi-million dollars. What was it, like 20 million her contract?
I want to say it was 25, but don't quote me.
Yeah, so she probably got most of that in payout because she'd only worked there like a year.
Yep.
Probably not even. And look, it's not about money. It's that if they don't like you, they'll get rid of you. They don't care if you've actually done something. It's somebody made an accusation, you said something mildly controversial, and they just don't like you, they'll get rid of you. This is severely hypocritical bullshit, because like Jimmy Kimmel's not going anywhere. You know he's not. He'll
Right.
just disappear for a little bit and then come back. Same with Jimmy Fallon. And they've both done blackface, or what is now considered blackface. It's getting out of hand. It's going to lead to a lot of people getting censored, and I'm worried that this will bleed down very heavily into the public, where you could just start reporting on people you don't like and destroy their lives way more than what we're seeing now.
Hazmat, we talked about Jenna Marbles yesterday. I covered that whiny bitch, I think, at the beginning of the show. We saw this last week. I talked about it on the show, the Washington Post. On the front page of I don't know if you were here for that show, Jack. There's this chick who, she's not in the public at all. Not in the public at all, you guys. She's actually a graphic designer who worked for some small firm. But she went to a Halloween party at the time Megyn Kelly did this. So Megyn Kelly asked this. So she dresses up as Megyn Kelly in blackface. And she goes to this party. And at this party, there is a Washington Post reporter. Now, they don't report on it that day. But because he was there, the Washington Post came out and wrote a story about this last week. Put her face on the front page of their style section and told the story of her being in blackface 2 years ago.
Wow.
She had to go in and tell her boss that this story was going to run, and they fired her immediately. She's a nobody, a fucking nobody. But they said they had to do it because one of their people was at that party. So that made it newsworthy. Yeah, ruined a woman's life.
Yeah, and that's going to stay with her, too. It's going to haunt her that she was fired for being a racist.
She's on the front page of the style section of the fucking Washington Times. Anybody who looks her up is going to find that.
Yeah.
The only thing she can do now is become a YouTuber.
Well, even that might not hold up, because they might be like, oh, no, purity test.
Yep.
And somebody might report her because saying, well, you're supporting racists by having this person on there, so they can feel good that they're fighting the power. This is really just life-destroying virtue signaling by some whiny little Karen in their basement that feels the need to destroy others to fill the void in their life.
Even other Washington Post reporters are like, I don't know why the fuck we would do that. Because she's not a news figure.
No, but it's not about that. It's about somebody feeling good because they're destroying someone else, including her managers, the person that reported it. Look at us, we're fighting the evil systemic racial bias, blah, blah, nonsense.
Well, they got a lot of hate from other reporters. And one of the telling things about this story, Jack, it was written by two gentlemen. One doesn't have much of a social media presence, but he was contacted and he told the reporter, because I read this in a story in the New Yorker, I think. I can't remember what it was in. But maybe it was New York Magazine. One of those two. Anyway, he just referred them to the company's official statement, which was the bullshit about, well, there was a Washington Post employee there, so it was news. The other guy, this is the telling part. The other guy has a pretty decent footprint on social media, and he tweets out every story he writes, except this one. Even he was ashamed of what he did.
I should be.
Fucking dirty piece of shit.
Yeah. People are doing this to get ahead. They're doing it for self-gratification because it makes them feel like good, righteous little warriors. There's a lot of reasons to do it, and it's sadly effective. And I think this is going to get a lot worse. You're going to see people at regular corporate jobs that are a bunch of nobodies, nobody important in any sense of the word, start tattling on each other saying, well, I think I heard him say the N-word once, just to get somebody they don't like fired. This is total witch hunt bullshit.
It is, and this shit needs to stop. And You know, Jack, I've been on the don't fight fire with fire side for a long time. I think you have to.
Yeah, it might come to that.
I don't like it. I really don't, because I don't want to see everybody get ruined. But until this starts hitting the people that are cheering it on, it's going to keep going. Somebody has to fall to make it stop. Somebody important has to fall to make it stop. And I don't know. And by important, I don't even mean like, well, it has to be President Obama. No. Somebody has to be the martyr, unfortunately.
I think it's going to have to be several somebodies. I mean, look at Matt Lauer. He was somebody that was really high up, and he got Me Too'd right out of existence, too.
Oh, that's a whole different witch hunt, which, yeah, it's the same exact shit.
Yeah, it's the same shit, different label. But until they go after somebody that's pure as the driven snow, that's married to a black person and has interracial kids or something, it's going to have to be like a half a dozen of them where people are finally like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I just saw what Alyssa said. This is already happening in colleges. I was a victim. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, this shit, it's fucking horrible. And you know what? I'm not surprised it's in colleges. A lot of this shit starts in colleges. That's why you have your lefties. This shit's only in colleges. No, it's not, motherfucker. It's everywhere.
Yeah, these people graduate college and move into jobs. And then they infiltrate and change the organizations from within. They're like parasitical little monsters.
Yeah. How long do you think college is, motherfuckers? I mean, you have a couple of people who are lifelong students, but not the majority. Most of them go, what, 4, maybe 8 years?
Yeah, maybe.
The vast majority are pulling 2 to 4.
Yeah, I could see like 5, because a lot of people, they got to take extra makeup bullshit classes nowadays. So, yeah, but then they're still in their mid-20s when they get out.
Yeah.
And then they're out infiltrating job placement. They start working their way up, especially if they get like human resources. That's a set policy.
Shroom says, I said that 2 years ago. You said I was wrong. This should have been done a long time ago before it got this bad. No. I still stand by what I said at the time. It just wasn't handled properly at the time. People didn't stand up and call this bullshit out. Instead, people were too busy going, we should get them back. And that's where we are now. That's what we're left with. When you make bad decisions all along, then you're stuck with your bad decision.
Yeah, I have a real bad feeling this is going to get really, really ugly. And they're just going to ostracize too many people under the auspice of racism and say they're secret white supremacists and all this shit. They're going to create the racists. I know I harp on this a lot.
No, you're right.
They're going to create a resurgence of the Klan mentality, and it's going to be ugly because there are going to be people that have nothing left to lose, and they're going to hold a lot of grudges and resentment. It only takes a couple of people to go off the fucking deep end to inspire a bunch of others.
We're at a place right now, Jack. Oh, hang on. I got to take medicines.
I know people call me a conspiracy theorist for that all the time.
You're not.
I don't think so. I think it's a real possibility these days.
So we start now. Why some of us thought it was bad enough years ago. Give me another option today.
There's too many people capitulating. I think you're going to see, whether you like it or not, there's going to be a lot of people that start fighting fire with fire, whether we want them to or not, because they don't see any other option. And it might be that their circumstances don't allow for any other option.
I am happy to hear any other suggestions on how to stop it now.
Yeah, it's my advice that, and I don't care how this sounds, but if you're a white person, particularly a straight white male, start living below your means and saving money as much as you can. Because somebody's going to come after you. Just assume it, because it's probably safer that way. Start saving your money as much as possible in case you get canceled. Because there's so many people shitting on straight white men that somebody will want that virtue signaling PP touch either on the internet or in real life. Live below your means, save as much as you can, and have 6 months' money backed up, because this could happen to you. And you just have to assume it's going to these days because people are fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just, I don't see another choice now. And I don't like that. I hate that because it's not a good idea. Destroying everybody just destroys everybody, you know?
Yeah.
And
you want to be able to like ride out a little bit of the storm if you can. Because we've seen so many people whose lives are just utterly destroyed. Most people don't have $400 in savings, let alone if they lose their career and they're shamed on the internet.
No, I mean, what was the option yesterday? Nothing changed. They've just gained ground. Well, one, we were talking about 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, the thing to do was to stand up and call it all out. Support the sane people instead of the ones going, no, we got to fight fire with fire.
And now all the sane people are getting canceled. You're seeing them booted off all the platforms for expressing their opinion. And they get booted off a lot of different platforms because who runs these platforms? A bunch of SJWs. So it just makes sense to kind of be aware of that. And I don't know what else you can do.
Well, I'll give you an example of some of the stuff that is actually self-defeating, okay? There are people, you shouldn't self-censor. Okay. I don't agree with censorship, Jack. I think it's horrible. I think you should be able to say whatever you want to. You know who owns YouTube? Not me.
Yeah. And that's the problem, is you have to fight within the guidelines that you have.
You fight within the system. And I've seen so many people who could be on the right side of this, who have martyred themselves so that they can go to other platforms. They kicked me off the Twitter. Great. Now you're on a platform nobody fucking watches. Nobody goes to. Great job. And now the message is diluted because there's one less voice, because you couldn't stop being a prick, because you just had to show how edgy you were. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Yeah. You can be edgy, but still fall within the rules.
Yep.
And that's unfortunately what a lot of people are having to do. We do self-censor just to maintain the platform that we have. And it's awful, but if everyone gets kicked off the platform, eventually there's no one left on the platform to speak the opposing views.
Now, I've seen people kicked off over stupid shit.
Oh, absolutely.
But I've also seen people kicked off and like, you should have known. Come on.
Yeah.
Like Donald Trump, if he wasn't the president, he'd be kicked off the platform, period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we saw Milo get kicked off various platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like Steven Crowder manages to stay on kind of by the skin of his teeth. The same with Shapiro.
Shapiro does not get enough credit for what he does. Shapiro never has to go blue. He plays within the rules and he still spreads the message. And for that, there's a lot of conservatives like, he doesn't do anything. Why isn't he out there being like those people who've gotten kicked off? You mean the ones nobody hears?
Yeah. Well, I think that's why Parler's got a 50-50. If some famous people that aren't in trouble go over there, it might give it a chance. But otherwise, it'll just turn into Gab.
Jack, for fuck's sake, not you, Jack.
No.
Why were the fire with fire people insane yesterday and the only option today? Your arbitrary opinion? Give me another choice. I just said that a moment ago. I realize you like to argue with me. I'm not sure why. But give me the other fucking choice and I'll consider it. Right now, I don't see one. That's why.
Well, and it's not even that's really our current stance per se, but it's just what most people are going to think is, I don't have any other choice.
Look, it's mine right now because I don't think we're still in a place where you can do this reasonably. I don't see a way, Jack, where you can do this without going that way, without burning the people who have burned other people.
Yeah. Well,
without pointing out their hypocrisies to the point of, you should be canceled too. Sorry, bitch. Bye. Which is not something I agree with doing. But if you can give me another option that keeps me from thinking that's the only way to get this done is to sit there and burn them with their own fucking torches, I'm happy to listen. I am, but I don't see one.
Yeah, you have to exhaust all other options before you get to that point. And unfortunately, it's starting to look like that is the last option available. Because I don't think it's a good idea to start there, but that is an option. And unfortunately, we might be there.
I'm not arguing. It's wrong to say it today. I'm saying it was the only way all along. And I've already told you I don't agree with that. You're arguing. I'm not arguing. You're for fuck's sake.
No, I see what he's saying. No, he's just disagreeing on the tactic at the beginning.
No, he's saying that I was wrong all along, which is fine. You can sit there and say that. But when you're sitting there going, well, what changed since yesterday? I've explained it repeatedly. And if you're not getting it, it's because you don't want to. That's you sitting there on your high horse. Like, good. Watch it all burn down. Watch it all burn down. It'll be a great thing when there's nothing left. When you fight fire with fire, you burn everything down.
It looks like it might have to come to that, unfortunately.
Yep. And good luck to you, Jack. And good luck to me when that happens.
Yeah.
I've said some horrible shit, man. I'm going down.
We all are. But yeah, it's going to get a lot worse, and there's going to be a lot of people that suffer from the fallout of this.
Yeah.
And the worst part is the collateral damage.
Some people deserve it. They absolutely do.
Oh, yeah.
Like Sky, what's her name? Sky Williams? That bitch from the Disney Channel who had like one show once, and for some reason people think she matters, and now she's out there fucking doxing kids.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves to be just burned off the platform, it's her. You find anything horrible she's done, please show that to the world. But yeah, I don't see any other option at this point, because the numbers have dwindled to the point where anybody with a following is gone, with the exception of maybe Shapiro, with maybe Crowder, maybe what is it? Sky and Silk, Diamond and Silk. What are they?
Diamond and Silk. Yeah,
Diamond and Silk.
I think they were off the platform for a while.
I'm trying to think of any real conservatives with any real following that are left on the platform who have a chance of making a difference, you know?
Yeah, it's not many, and they're all tenuous. I'm pretty sure Crowder will get the axe at some point. He's already lost monetization, but
I think Crowder's probably the best of the group right now. And
yeah, but they're all gunning for him anyway.
Sure. And so far he's done a pretty good job on Twitter, certainly, of skirting the rules, because he does most of his stuff on Twitter or on YouTube, and then just, links the video. But humor, guys, humor is necessary. Making fun of these people. I don't think Donald Trump won because of memes, but I do think it helped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some people who look at it and go, oh yeah, that was ridiculous what they were trying to pull with him. And the internet really helped Donald Trump in that way. But with what's going on now, I mean, it's just insane. Did I get over the mosquito bite from yesterday? I don't know what happened there. There's not even a bump.
Reptilians.
No, I know something bit me. I know I swiped it away because I felt it hit my leg. My leg is crossed across my other one, and it bounced off there. So I know there was something there. It wasn't just one of my neck has decided to fuck with me. But there's like no evidence of it, Jack. I'm at a loss. Culture war is coming. And if you think it's bad right now, it's going to get much, much worse.
Yeah.
Because now you're fighting people who are openly commie. And unfortunately, you're fighting a press and a social media grouping that approves of it.
Yeah, as well as politicians who passively agree with them and tell the cops to stand down while they tear apart your history.
Yeah, I mean, even Democrats used to at least be against commies.
Yeah. they used to be against just erasing history, including those of abolitionists. They're just tearing down all the statues. It doesn't matter what the statue's for. So if you like anything about history, you should be opposed to this bullshit.
Yeah, this is East versus West, Jack. Man against man.
Yeah, it's not going to get better anytime soon if they don't do something about it. And I don't see any political will to do anything.
Sadly, I think our only savior right now is Donald Trump. He is the only thing right now stopping this madness.
20 years ago, did you ever think you would ever in your life say our only hope right now is Donald Trump?
No.
I mean, I didn't think that 10 years ago or even 5 years ago.
I didn't think it 3 years ago.
I know, it's crazy. And here we are, like, he didn't grab power when he could have to consolidate and become, like, a borderline dictator. He just let the governors handle shit.
Well,
I'm confused. This is the weirdest year in my life.
So you're going to vote for Trump? No, I'm not going to vote for Trump. I still don't like him as a politician. I think the only thing I like about Trump is his willingness to stand up to this shit. And I don't know if that's enough right now, Jack.
I'm probably gonna vote for Trump just to do it, but because I think that he is the best of the options right now.
Look, I'm still open to it depending on who Biden's VP is, because we know his VP is going to be president,
right?
But yeah, I'm Trump is a liberal, you guys.
Yeah, he's an old, like, 80s style Democrat.
Yeah. Thank you, Toxic Nightshade. Dems are no longer Democrats. They're commie-crats, in my opinion.
Not wrong.
You know, not all of them. Hashtag not all. The problem is the ones that aren't are so busy worried about getting power that they're willing to put up with the ones who are. Because I don't think Joe Biden's a commie. I don't think Nancy Pelosi's a commie. I think they're both old school liberals. But they're willing to let the party be run by the AOCs of the world.
I think that's because they're greedy and they think they can control these people.
Yeah, I just... the worst part is they've made it... Jack... They're out there running around calling everybody Nazis. Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
To the point that it's a fucking joke. But it's still treated, at least in the media and by the leftist politicians, as though it's meaningful and real. And they ruin people's lives with that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, hang on. Let me finish this. Meanwhile, actual commies, if you call them that, even righties will come out and, hey, he's not actually a commie. Yes, he fucking is. Call a spade for fuck's sake. I'm sorry, Jack. You were saying.
No, there's just no political will. And even though everybody knows this is just a fucking meme at this point, where, oh, you're a Nazi, you're still treated as if it's true without any evidence on simply an accusation. And people are having their lives destroyed over this crap. It's terrifying.
Oh, Snub, I will not vote for Biden. He says, if you vote for Biden, can we give you crap for a physical cripple voting for a mental cripple? You could. But if I do not vote for Trump, which I don't think I will, I'll probably vote for Lady Monkey again. I don't know who I'll write in.
The polls is Lady Monkey.
I don't know who I'll write in for the vice president this time. Last time I reached out to one of my friends and asked her, "Is like, you want to be written in for vice president?" She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Yeah, that sounds cool."
Now I have 2 votes.
I don't write in myself for any of those positions. I write myself in for governor, Jack. I don't want to run the country. I want to run the state. Because technically you should have more power running the state. I know we don't because of, Civil War and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to run Michigan. The only thing I'm gonna pull a Howard Stern. I want to run Michigan and fix the fucking roads.
Good luck with that one. I've been on those roads.
Oh man,
They never get any better ever. They at best stay the same level of garbage.
I love when I see people from other states bitch about their roads. I'm like, you have no idea.
No, Michigan has some of the worst roads I've ever been on in my life.
They are horrible.
And I've been to Iowa where they have like gravel roads.
Yeah, right. They've been fixing Highway 131 ever since I've lived here. And every year it's garbage.
Yeah.
Every fucking year it's garbage. They've been working on this so long, Jack. The different stretches, you'll be driving for like, say 10 miles and you're on blacktop. And then suddenly you're on concrete. And then you're on some weird wavy shit that's like a mix of the two. And then you're back to blacktop. I'm like, what the? Did you guys run out of stuff? They just worked with whatever they had, apparently. Yeah, they're fucking garbage.
I guess. Either that or they're selling it to the mob and they're like doing like a pity job. Like, oh yeah, we'll use a third of it and then we'll just say we lost the rest. And they're selling it to the mafia.
Faithless exactly says Michigan, home of the automobile, can't pave roads. Yep. Well, it also doesn't help that it takes them so long. I've never paved a road, Jack. But I feel like you don't need 3 months to do one little stretch of road. And I also wish they would go to the New York model that New York switched to after the. Do you remember when Howard Stern ran for governor of New York?
That was a while ago. Yeah.
He said what he was going to do was get in there, fix the roads, and then resign and give it to his lieutenant governor. And then he dropped out of the race because they were trying to force him to show his financial information. He's like, no, you're not seeing that shit. I don't know what Howard's trying to hide. But New York went to a thing where they started doing road repairs overnight. So they weren't, blocking up traffic as bad.
Yeah.
Michigan did that for just a little tiny bit. And then, they're back to, I'll pay the power bill. Do it at night. They keep blocking up everything, and it doesn't make it any better. Maybe if you guys had to deal with less cars, you could fix shit quicker. Just an idea. There are machines that can scarifity. I don't know how to say that word. And repave a road in one pass at more than a mile a day. Scarify. Okay, that's what we're trying to say. I'm sure there are, but they're not in Michigan. Here, man. Oh my God. Seriously, there's a stretch of 131 that at least for the last 10 years, it's down by Grand Rapids, maybe 10 miles north of Grand Rapids. Every summer, one lane is closed down in the same spot every year.
Wow.
Man, your government sucks, monkey. You have no idea. You have no idea. And they spend a ton on roads, man. Spend a ton. Anyway, guys,
money.
I just want to get back to I don't want to fight fire with fire, Jack. And if anybody does have ideas, I am willing to listen. And I know there's people who think I was slow on this uptake. And if I were in your position, I'd probably think that too. I still want to hope that there's a way to do it rationally, Jack. I just don't see one anymore. It's why I was so adamant after the election of Donald Trump that the SJWs are still there, that they weren't defeated. Like, you guys, you don't see what's coming. You don't see what's coming.
I think it actually poured some gasoline on them and gave them motivation to do more faster. And that's why we're seeing more of this shit blatantly up front.
Yeah. And a lot of it really is the news. It really is. These politicians are meaningless. Do you know how many House of Representative members you have never heard the fucking name of? There are, 436 of those motherfuckers?
Something like that.
I can maybe name 20. And if somebody told me the names of them, I could probably recognize 60. But knowing them, maybe 20. These people are fucking meaningless. They really are. The only reason Cortez is so powerful is because the media loves her. The media is the problem. And, you know, Jack, I don't know the solution to that one. I don't know the solution to that one because you can keep trying to make alternative medias all you want. The problem isn't Twitter. It's not YouTube. The problem is MSNBC, CBS, CNN, ABC, NBC, and to an extent, Fox. That's the problem. And until you can do something that, you know, AON, I haven't watched them, Jack, but they've already been relegated to the Nazi news site.
Yeah.
The alt-right news. So, and I haven't watched them, so I can't comment on that, but you finally have a new news network coming up and like, nah, fuck them. They're already just dismissed. I expect at any time I will start seeing, oh, you just watch AON. Right now it's, oh, you just watch Fox. I get that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we heard that with some of the protesters saying that, oh, you just watch Fox News. No, you don't need to be watching Fox News to have common sense because Fox News is sucking right now.
Yeah. You still have Hannity. And I cannot stress this enough. Tucker is not a conservative. He has a lot of very liberal ideas. Now, what Tucker does that is important is he calls out the stupid. And he does tend to point that towards liberals, which thank God, because he does a very good job at it. And that's where he focuses his fire. But otherwise, who's in the 10 o'clock spot on Fox? I have no idea.
I think that's Hannity, isn't it?
I thought Hannity was 9. Did they move him to 10?
I don't have cable.
I haven't watched it in forever, honest to God. Last I knew, Greta was on there.
Oh, no, she's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, so I have no idea. No idea at all. But until you can get a news network that actually does, I don't want to say have a conservative bent, Jack.
Oh, Laura Ingraham.
Oh, is it Ingram now? Okay. God, she's so creepy looking. She looks better than she used to because she was not one of those people who had a quirky face that you're like, oh, that's pretty. It was like, oh my God. Were you in a graining accident or something?
Jesus.
Did you see her before? Her mouth was all crooked. Her nose went up. It was weird. And she had a lot of plastic surgery to make her pretty, but now her mouth doesn't it's like watching a Japanese dubbed film. Like,
yeah, you're talking about Greta Van Susteren, right?
No, Laura Ingraham.
Oh,
Greta had the same surgery. Thank you, Karaman. I could explain road construction if you'd like. You would just be more mad than before. Unions ruin road construction. 1 mile equals 3 million due to them. Fuck. God. No, I don't want to hear any more.
Yeah, it's all scam.
We spend billions per decade in this state. And a lot of our state is rural, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
It's
that
not
means
like we
nobody's
need
watching
roads.
so they can slough off.
Oh, well, part of the problem is that the plows destroy the roads. So, I mean, that's something we have to deal with, but it doesn't tear up the entire road. Fix the part that's broken and move on.
Sounds complicated.
I watched one year, Jack. So it gets warm and they fill in a couple of holes. I think they just use that. I don't know how much you know about roads, but up here, there's this stuff you can buy that it's like asphalt, and you pour it in there, and it eventually dries, and it matches your road and all that. And it looked like they filled it in with that. And then it was a week later, we got a rare snowstorm, and they had to plow again. And not only did it rip up all of those, They made all of those holes bigger. I like.
Wow.
Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. The road workers in my town are nicknamed the Do It Again Boys.
How sad is that?
Oh, no. You got to look up. If you want to see something funny, go look up the Pure Michigan ads that are not real. This guy did some parody Pure Michigan ads a few years ago, and they are fucking wonderful. One of them's about the roads. Yeah. I see these people, they put there's a pothole in the road. Like, we're missing road.
Yeah.
Come to Michigan. You will love where you will be fine for you'll be like, oh, that's nothing. That's called Hot Mix Ranting. Okay. Yeah. I don't know the name. I just know what it is. A lot of businesses around here use it for their parking lots. Because they get destroyed. So you have to have an hour meeting before you work in the morning. What?
That's how road construction works. You have an hour meeting before you work, then one at lunch, and then at the end of the day. So it's 3 hours of meetings.
That explains a lot.
It would, actually.
I was in the middle. I haven't moved my mouse in a while, so I was in the middle of reading that. And my screen went blank.
Oh.
Yeah. I've lived in Anchorage and Denver, and neither have those problems. Sounds like your dot sucks. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Seriously, Michigan roads are disgusting. I try not to embrace the chaos, Jack. As much as I like to have fun and poke at people, I still, at the end of the day, I try to be a rational person. I still want to sit there and go, all right, we got to be fair to the other side. I'm almost ready to just embrace the chaos.
Yeah, there's a point where you just reach full-on collapsitarian, and you're like, fuck it, let it burn.
I could be a wonderful agent of chaos. I'm a horrible person, Jack.
Well, that's the thing is eventually people like us start turning on the entirety of society and like, fuck it, just let it all burn. I'm just going to have fun fucking with people until it burns down.
I was talking with Satsu after Lords of the Night, and he actually said that to me. You're a horrible person. You guys don't hear everything. There are things I'm not allowed to say on the air. I hate that too, Jack. That's having a social media site that was open would help a little bit.
Yeah.
I think a much smarter thing to do would be the people who want to make a difference, who do want to change things. Stop burning yourselves. There's ways you can look. You can say a lot of horrible things to politicians. I've talked about this before. If you want to say something horrible, be careful of which words you choose. But for the most part, you can say almost anything to a politician. Don't do it to some random blue-haired freak that you ran into. It's not worth it. There's a lot of ways you can make fun of them without, calling them a stupid cunt. And it doesn't do anybody any good to have you kicked off because I got to say cunt. Yay. Okay. And bye. We'll miss you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that. There's so many of these people that have been kicked off who see it as a badge of honor. If you go to the other sites, I've kicked off Twitter. Yay. Way to help everything.
Good job getting silenced.
Exactly.
Now what do we do?
And look, I wish they wouldn't silence people. But the way 230 is written, a lot of you motherfuckers misunderstand what it says. And I get why. Because you listen to dumb motherfuckers who don't understand what it says. 230 specifically gives them the ability to do that. Yeah. With some of the most vague fucking language you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, and we should all be pushing for that thing to be revised in a sensible way, but I won't hold my breath.
Look, I'm all for platforms not being sued for what somebody else says on there, but I do think that there needs to be a legal difference between platform and publisher. And unfortunately, the way that 230 is written, every social media company still counts as a platform. because 230 is written to give them the ability to kick people off.
Yep.
That's what it is. Go read it. I've read it many times and sat there and just gone, I can't believe they wrote this shit. But until 230 is revised, yeah, it's they get this. So support Donald Trump when he wants to clean it up. I don't know if we're going to see anything from Congress, because especially with a split Congress right now. But remember the last time the Democrats had control of Congress, they helped give us net neutrality. They all were pushing for that.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily they never actually got a bill through, but they were out there pushing it. They tried. And Obama ended up having to just do it with the FEC. Or the FCC, sorry. I always want to say FEC when I say Obama, because that motherfucker should have gotten more. The motherfucker got a $2 million fine. He was so crooked with his fucking campaign finance. Nope, thank you. Wasn't one of your Twitter bans due to you calling someone a dumb cunt, pot kettle? No. I called somebody. All right, do I have to go over them all again? I've gotten a ban for calling somebody a dick. I got a ban for calling somebody a bimbo. I got a ban for calling somebody a retard repeatedly. I got a ban for calling or saying somebody was as sensitive as a clit. I think I had one more. But no, I've never been banned for saying cunt.
I know somebody got banned for calling somebody a dumb cunt, but I don't remember it being you.
Wasn't me. That's one I haven't got a ban for. My first one was the retard one, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one, actually. But again, you know what? That didn't serve me any. Egging that guy on. I could report you. Fucking do it, retard. That was a stupid thing to say. I'm lucky I didn't get kicked off the platform entirely, Jack.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you didn't, actually.
Well, this was a while ago before they got a sense. If I did that now, I'm sure I would.
Oh, that's because they're all a bunch of sensitive clits now.
I have gotten in trouble a couple of times where I have challenged it and they've let it go when I write my appeal and say, as a black man. True story. I got banned for calling somebody a talented cunt. Oh, wow. You Aussies and Brits need to be careful, because I know you guys use cunt different than we do. Cunt is a term of, if not endearment, it's like saying dude, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys get in trouble for that, and it's fucked up. As a black albino, I'm triggered. Yeah, dude, if you get banned from Twitter, or you get in trouble on Twitter, especially if it's for anything that can be mildly racist, or you can make it so it makes them seem racist, start that shit with "I'm a black man." If it's something that could be mildly trans, as a trans person, they don't fucking know. Based Amy got jailed. I don't know who Based Amy is. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, Jack, and I forgot what it was.
Oh, well, there's a tweet that I think it was Sinatra posted that I tossed in the side chat, if that's something.
I gotta get my mouse. I still haven't moved the damn thing. Well, I moved it, but I put it back in its position, so it's been in. Which one is it? Oh, there we go. I see. Yeah, you got to tell me when you drop an actual message in there. I never read that shit.
Yeah, that's all right. It's just I usually just throw stuff in there in case we run out of something to talk about.
Okay. Let me see. Well, people throw like be right back, I got to go do something, and I never see it because it's a tiny little circle there.
I understand. Now
they could give us a Bing or something.
No. Noises cost extra.
Damn it.
Also, this is a good time to point out that we are brought to them by them. Lovely audience, you.
Before we get to this, I want to address what Pyrus Creed said there. He said, how would be a good way to rewrite Section 230? it needs to be specific what the exemptions can be. Because right now, the way the exemptions are, because they're allowed to kick you off for, I'm not going to remember all of them, lewdness, sexual stuff.
Illegal crap.
The vast majority of it is related to being lewd. The next is illegal things. And then it's, what's the next one? Or any other objectionable content. Strike that right out. Because the whole purpose of 230 was not to keep them from being sued. The whole that was a little part of it, but the section that we're talking about, that was specifically to keep them from having to show naked titties. It was to give them control so that, yay, if you need to get this off your platform, that's fine. But it was all about protecting kids. If you read it, it's the platform and the user, which when you go back to it, that was so parents could have tools to block people, to keep little Timmy safe from titties. And if you go, I don't have a problem with any of the wording until you get to and other objectionable material.
Yeah,
well, that's not true. The beginning of it where it says in good faith, because that needs to be a little more specific too. I would strike in good faith completely out of it. Because how do you prove it's good faith or not? But when you say that you can take anything off as long as it's in good faith and you find it objectionable, that is entirely vague as fuck. They can literally kick you off because you posted a picture of Snoopy and they're Garfield fans. And if they want to rewrite it so that it is, you can't be sued for the content posted, and you can have tools. You know what? I wouldn't even let the platform have the tools, to be honest with you. Unless it's illegal activity, I would say that the platform can give the users the tools, like the block button, for fuck's sake. So if I call somebody as sensitive as a clit, instead of them being able to give me a 7-day ban, that person, if they don't want to hear from me, can just fucking block me or deal with it. So yeah,
muting works better anyway.
Oh, it does, absolutely. Except for there's a lot of people I've seen them. The reason they use block is because I don't want them to be able to see what I said.
Yeah, well, that's, just typical pussy stuff.
Yeah, so I would get rid of the in good faith. I would get rid of the any other objectionable material. If you're going to list it. Enumerate it, motherfucker. And yeah, I would I'd make it so if you want to be a platform, you don't have the tools unless it's illegal, but you can give those tools to the users. There you go. Anyhow, so what is this? Please respect my decision. I don't know this person. Hang on just a sec, Jack. Got to clear my throat here.
Yeah. We are brought to you by you, the audience. Thank you for your support. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Throw money at me and Jack. Mostly Jack. Throw money at Jack so we can have a good meal.
No, that won't happen.
Let him have a good 3-piece taco meal at Taco Bell.
I haven't eaten at Taco Bell in ages.
See, guys? He needs Taco Bell money. Give Jack Taco Bell money, bitches. No, bitches isn't the right thing when you're asking people for money.
Yeah, I think it's been at least a year.
Damn, dude.
At least. Probably 2 or 3.
Thinking about it, it's probably been several months since I've had Taco Bell.
Well, you probably haven't been backed up or anything.
Right.
Taco Bell's good for cleaning you out.
Yeah, if things aren't moving right, have a burrito supreme.
Yeah, that'll keep you on the toilet for a good 10 minutes. If you're behind on one of your online games or something, your mobile games, get some Taco Bell. You'll be sitting there for a good 10 minutes.
Taco Bell, the official game of Raid Shadow Legends. See what I did there? Okay, this says, please respect my decision. This is from somebody called Christina May. Due to recent insensitivity from Kansas State students, collectively as Black student athletes, we will no longer accept these types of actions. If we do not see any change, we will not play or participate in any donor or recruiting events. A policy created against racism that will expel any student that openly displays racism on all platforms, such as social media, school, Aggieville, which I'm guessing is some of theirs, and sporting events. We also need to see student Jaden McNeil receive strong consequences for his insensitive actions. If these actions are not taken, it is a promise that we will not play. Do you know who this guy is? The one they specifically name?
I've heard the name. Isn't that the guy that like had a sign or something?
No, this guy, if it's the one I'm thinking about, this is just from the last couple of days. He wrote a tweet. I think it was a tweet. This said something to the effect of, congratulations, George Floyd, for going 30 days alcohol and drug free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some edgy boy shit that you got to be cautious of.
Look, it's funny. It's not racist because there's a lot of people. That's racist. That's not racist at all.
No, that's
Stop
not
it.
racist.
Had nothing to do with his color. Unless you think black people are all drunks and addicts, which would make you the racist motherfucker.
That serves a hate fact.
I know. Faithless says funny, but too soon. I get you, but you know what? Too soon should not be a fireable offense, and this isn't fireable. This is kicking the kid out of school. Yeah. One of the deans of the school, his kid goes there too, and his kid is online threatening this Jaden McNeil guy. Like, that's fucked up.
That is messed up.
Oh, that was the other story I wanted to talk about. But let's talk about this one real fast. Remind me. Politician's child.
Okay.
Politician's child, guys. That's what I'm going to want to go back to. Well, here you go, Christina May. If you're there on an athletic scholarship and you refuse to play, go home.
Yeah, that's how you lose your scholarships. You refuse to play, you refuse to go to the events that they tell you to go to, because that's part of the deal. You're supposed to go to these donor events and schmooze with the donors and people like that and these publicity things. By refusing to do that, you're violating your deal with the university. You're extorting them to punish somebody that you don't like because they said something you don't like and you thought was racist.
Oh, shit.
What?
I forgot to turn off Steam. You started to break up for me.
Oh,
I'm like, what the hell? It's 2:00 in the morning, so my Steam started downloading. Go ahead. I apologize, Jack. I just couldn't hear what you were saying.
No, I just think this is more of the usual crap. She's trying to extort the university into doing what she wants because she found it offensive. She found it racist, not society at large. It might be in bad taste, although kind of funny. But that doesn't make it racist. Not everything is racist. And they're trying to cancel this guy with threats. Jokes are worse than threats now. That's exactly how it's being treated. Is people are such emotional cripples, they can't handle something they don't find palatable. Like the meltdown level is an 11 when it should be at about a 2. Like, oh wow, dude, that's uncalled for. And then you move on with your fucking day like a fucking grown up. What are you, 2? Fuck you, lady. You're refusing to do your fucking job. Suck it up, you fucking coward and pussy. This guy said something you don't like. Deal with it. Life's full of things I don't like. I don't get to destroy people's lives over it. And that's fucking evil to do.
For the record, Kansas State gets federal funding. I just looked it up to make sure. You can't create a policy against racism for what people say.
Yeah, it would violate the First Amendment. And
yep. Colleges that take federal money, guys, have to abide by the Constitution.
But is there anybody with the political will to enforce that shit?
Probably not.
No.
They'll probably end up expelling this kid.
Oh, probably. And they'll find some half-ass reason to do it. and they'll call him a racist, and then he'll probably sue them.
I hope he sues the shit out of them if they do it.
I hope so too, because he made an edgy joke. So fucking what?
The idea that you're going to kick kids out for racist, this was not racist at all. At all. There was no racism in it. It was a joke about him being an alcoholic and a drunk, not about him being a black alcoholic and drunk.
Yeah.
You know, I want to find the I know I have it here somewhere, but I didn't retweet it. I had commented, so I gotta dig, and I'll find the actual post so I can read it to you. This one, right? No, that one. Nope. Shit. This is what this is what I get, Jack, when I don't retweet. It's my fault. Yeah, there it is. Jaden McNeil. Where is the joke itself? Is it that one? No. I'm on his site now, so I can find it. Does he still have it up? Yes, here it is. Congratulations to George Floyd on being drug-free for an entire month. That's what he said. Can you find the race in there?
Nope.
If you didn't know what happened to George Floyd, you'd have no idea. It's not like George Floyd is immediately, wow, that sounds black.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just more bullshit. It's the modern equivalent of you looked at a white woman.
Yeah, it kind of is.
They're looking for reasons to call people racist. And now, of course, virtue signaling so they get the warm fuzzies from feeling righteous and being on the right side of history or some bullshit. These people are disgusting. The righteous left.
Yeah. I don't know if the kids are racist or not, but that joke wasn't.
No, it's just edgy boy humor. I've heard way worse offensive jokes than that. That's pretty tame.
Right. We've said worse on this channel. On this show, yeah.
Oh, probably.
George Mammy Floyd is his full name, though. Chris, go sit in the corner. How dare you?
Jesus. Sometimes the audience is worse than we are.
A lot of times they're worse than we are. Funnier too, damn it.
You're not supposed to be funnier than we are.
How dare you? How dare you? No, but that actually makes the point. Unless you did something like that, his name is George fucking Floyd. So if you had no idea about the situation, you'd be like, some guy stopped using drugs.
Yeah, and I would love for it to come out that he actually works with some like little Asian dude named George Floyd who just got his 1 month medal.
That would be great.
That would be outstanding.
Not going to happen, though.
No, but it would be absolutely hysterical.
Okay, I want to get to that politician because I do want to get that before we end the show today. So many times after the show, guys, me and Jack will be talking like, fuck, I wanted to talk about that story. I forgot the one from yesterday.
I did too. I got so distracted by the nonsense going on in Portland.
There's so many things that we forget. You guys would have such a great show if we had memories.
Yeah, or planned anything. Maybe took notes. I don't know.
Thank you, Expo Hotep, who says, remember, it's pronounced George Kirby. Indeed.
Oh, my bad.
That's even more race ambiguous.
You know what's great is at least she said George Kirby and not George Toby.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay, so I saw a story last night, the night before, something like that. It's a politician somewhere here in Michigan. I forget what district he's from. It's not mine. He's running for the state house. His daughter went on to YouTube or to Twitter and begged people not to vote for her dad and to look him up and see what he's all about. Well, he had a very interesting response to her because he's like, you know what? I'm glad she feels safe enough to say these things out loud and she's allowed to have her own opinions. And he said, unfortunately, in this world, we send children to college and they go off, and he names the college she went to and a couple of others. They go to these schools and they get brainwashed.
That's awesome.
I was like, shit.
Well, he's not wrong. How many times have we seen these crybabies come out and they're worse than when they went in? They started out like normal looking people and they come out looking like circus sideshow freaks.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about the guy. Maybe he's a horrible person, but she didn't specify anything.
No, because she's got nothing. Otherwise,
from the sound, there was one post she made where it made it seem like this was just a liberal versus conservative thing.
Yeah.
And all I could think that whole time was, God, I hope you're still early in college so that he can cut you off and your bitch ass has to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's your dad.
Right? Show a little respect. If you don't agree with him, just don't say anything.
Exactly.
He's still trying to work his career, and he's not, unless he's committing an egregious offense, which he wasn't, I have no doubt. Like she's reporting, campaign finance fraud or something, maybe, but it's not like he's out stabbing children or something.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what a fucking twat. And in her profile picture, she's standing in some very well furnished room in her preppy little clothes. And I'm like, you fucking cunt. Your dad paid for that. I guarantee he did. We should up her OnlyFans page. Oh, she'll have one soon. Yeah, I just saw that. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. How do you do that to your dad? Just shut up. Just stay quiet. Leave it be.
Yeah, if you disagree with this politics, give a specific reason why you don't want people to vote. Not just look him up. There's nothing to that. That's empty. You're just being an asshole to your dad for probably no reason other than he didn't go to some recital or whatever. That's fucking bullshit. What a cunt. Yeah, like I said, if he did something, give us specifics. Like, yeah, he punched babies when I was a kid. Something specific that he's done that you disagree with. Don't just give platitudes. It's fucking meaningless. It's an awful thing to do to your father.
Right. Especially when you're literally wrapped in his money. Fucking bitch.
Yeah. Formerly, Rodline said Jaden McNeil founded the white supremacist group America First Students in Manhattan, says a Kansas paper.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the rest of this story. Kansas City student who was accused of having ties to white nationalism in an advocacy group report last Tuesday is saying those claims are false. Jaden McNeil, a sophomore at Kansas City State and founder and president of the campus organization America First Students, denied allegations that he and his conservative organization are fronts for a white nationalist initiative to spread across the country. Oh, he's part of Fuentes' group. Gotcha. That doesn't make him racist.
That doesn't make him a white nationalist either.
No, I don't know what Fuentes honestly believes. I think he's they throw that term grifter around a lot. I think Nikki's a grifter.
Probably.
Which is probably going to upset some people in chat, but you guys, you believe what you want to believe.
Yeah, that you could agree with him and he could still be a grifter. It's not necessary to have distinction there. But look,
I think he's telling you what you want to hear. That's what I mean by that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't think an organization run by a guy named Fuentes is probably a racist organization or what for white supremacy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a harsh accusation to throw out at someone too. That's pretty libelous.
Is Vosh a grifter? Absolutely. I don't believe that little tard believes anything he says.
He's got to support the moose for his man bun.
Yeah, and it seems like him and his naked woman like to eat. And I'm not downing that, but they do seem like they like to eat. So he's got to pay for food bills, man. There's some. I saw them titties, man. Those are full.
He's a hefty lad himself. So.
He is, exactly.
Can you imagine how much they spend on ice cream every month?
That's the problem with some of these people. I don't know where they actually stand. I think Nick is probably a conservative, but I think he plays to what's left of the alt-right crowd, whether he is or not. I mean, there's a reason he makes, I'm using air quotes here, jokes about the Holocaust not being real. I know he didn't say it wasn't real. He just compared it to cookies and how impossible it would be to bake cookies. Because, he didn't mean that. I don't know if he's racist. I think he's a smart enough guy who's like, there's a lot of money right there. And he's the last man standing of that group. So I think when he was on, especially going back to the Warski days, and when he was on that channel a lot, he realized how lucrative it was. So without crossing lines and without maybe even actually violating his beliefs, he plays it up a little bit.
Yeah, and that doesn't make him a white supremacist, though.
No.
And to label anyone that is part of a group as a white supremacist, you need some evidence. Like real evidence, not just membership in a group that you may not even go to meetings at or anything like that. I think that's a bit thin.
Nope. And I was talking to Sin one time because there was a time I was convinced Little Nicky was a straight up white supremacist. He was an alt-righter. And I was talking to Sin, and he goes, how much have you watched of him? And I'm like, I watched the clips that have gone around. He goes, go watch him. Fair enough. That's a fair request. It's a hard request because I can't stand the guy. And that this is the personal thing, not what he's actually saying, but he's such a smug little prick. So I watched it, and I can't say he's a white supremacist. There's nothing that just jumps out and says, yeah, he's a white supremacist to me, at least that I've seen, guys. And if you guys have other information, by all means, send it to me. But yeah, I can't say that. Do I think he plays it up a little bit? Yeah, I do. The same way I think Candace Owens I think she may, by this point, be a conservative, but I think she plays it up a bit. And she definitely started it as a marketing move. Absolutely, she did. She realized real quick the power of being a black conservative, the monetary power of being a black, especially as cute as she is.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. A cute black conservative, that's going to make money. It's going to make a lot of money. Monk, don't you ever go to sleep, or do you suffer night terrors over the stairs? I mostly sleep during the day, these guys. I've actually been sleeping pretty good lately. I wake up 2 or 3 times during I'm using air quotes, my nighttime. But 6 to 8 hours has been the regular for the last week. That sounds about right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, for me, that's fucking amazing, dude. No, there was one night, sometime this last week, where sleep was painful. But other than that, yeah, I've slept pretty good. I'll take just one bad night if I can get a week of good ones.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Still don't trust Candace with her doxing website she made. Once again, with Candace and that was a marketing thing. Do I think she believed in it? Probably. Does that give you a good reason to not trust her? Absolutely. But You have to look at some of these people and understand that even if that is what they believe, the vast majority of what you're seeing from them is all marketing. It's not like this show, and I'm not trying to take any high ground here. This is just two idiots talking on the internet. We shill ourselves to you, but it's not like we, like I haven't moved to a studio somewhere so you can see my face and we can put great graphics on the screen, you know? It's just two idiots with microphones. Even somebody like Steven Crowder, who I actually like, that show is so produced. It is very produced, and it's done that way on purpose because people want to watch a well-produced show.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch garbage. That's why more people don't watch Doctor Who.
It's not garbage. Old Doctor Who is great. Modern Doctor Who is garbage.
I just can't get. We were watching Buffy today, Jack.
Oh.
And my son, he's rewatching it, and he just finished season 5. And the last episode of season 5 is one of my favorite episodes. I have a handful of favorite episodes, but that is one of my favorites. This is the one. The show was on one channel. I don't remember what channel it was on. And they got canceled, so they actually made a swan song. The way they ended it, they could have ended the series right there, and actually it would have been much better than that shit they pulled in season 7.
Absolutely.
But then they went to the other channel and they got 2 more seasons, which thank God they did, because that gave us Once More with Feeling, which is another one of my favorites. But yeah, I actually have the soundtrack Once More with Feeling. It's on my iTunes, and it comes up, and I listen to it all the time, and I can sing the songs because I like them. But yeah, so we're watching that, and we're watching the final battle. And the first time I watched it, I guess I was just too into the story. But this time I noticed you really see this was shot on a soundstage where it's supposed to be, outdoors, this fight on this scaffolding going up. But if you watch it and you pay, it's like, oh my God, that's so cheese. But I still loved it because it's Buffy. So if you don't like it, eat me. I watched them all, 25 gigs worth of them. What? A Buffy? Oh, Doctor Who. Yeah, don't watch that shit. It'll rot your brain. Poor Firefly. Oh, I wish they could have done more of Firefly. First of all, I hate the last episode of it because that was a crappy episode. Firefly was a good show and a good premise. And I don't think Serenity was a good ending to it.
See, I liked that movie, but I was never a diehard fan. I was always kind of... I liked Jane. I thought he was funny. But... overall, the show was just okay to me.
Well, real quick, Gamer Vleen, thank you. I watch you and Snoop because even if I disagree with what you're saying, you guys are willing to hear out counterpoints within reason. I'm willing to hear out counterpoints. If you just shout, you're wrong at me, then I'm going to get a little annoyed. You know what I like most about Jane? And you see it in the series. You don't really see it so much in Serenity. Jane's character never changes. He never actually becomes a good guy. This is just his best choice. Because there is the one episode where he goes to sell out the chick, and they have to be rescued, and it's you're like, what's the captain's name? Nathan. If Nathan is going to kill him. But yeah, he's just out for himself, Malcolm, thank you. Most shows would have given him, by that time in the season, they would have made him a good guy. He would have done the right thing. No, he's a shitbag. He's a shitbag. That's all he is. And Joss Whedon was really good at doing that on his TV shows, making a shitbag a shitbag.
You heard about the Buffy remake they're doing, right?
Yes.
She's gonna be a strong, independent black woman that don't need no man.
If they hadn't have fucked the Slayer mythos in season 7, they could make tons of Vampire Slayer movies.
Oh yeah. They could do like a whole series like Tales of the Slayers.
Yeah.
Where they just have different historical, like each season is a different Slayer throughout time.
We've already had a Black Slayer. She was in season 2.
Yeah.
Because Buffy died at the end of season 1. And Buffy, no matter what other Slayers you have, Buffy's a little white chick. It's part of the it's part of her character. She's a spoiled little burbs white kid who suddenly has to deal with this burden. Even in the original Buffy movie, as goofy as that's what happened. Anyhow,
can we admit that Paul Rubens was great in that part?
God, it was so cheesy.
I love that.
I remembered loving that movie, and so after I watched the series, I want to watch that again. And I sat down and watched it. I'm like, oh fuck no, fuck no.
I love it because it is so bad, but everybody's trying. Like the individual actors are good actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shit script.
Yeah, and from what Joss Whedon has said, that was the studio that did it because his original version of Buffy was what the TV show ended up being. God, I love Buffy, man. So many great. Oh man, I went upstairs the other day. My son was watching the one where Joyce dies, Buffy's mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that show is so hard to watch. For those who don't know, Buffy's mom gets a brain tumor and she dies, and they deal with it on the show, and it's so powerful because everybody else that dies or gets hurt on that show, it's always something supernatural that you can fight against. And this one, there's nothing they can do. She just dies, and it makes it. It was like, oh, fucking heartbreak, man.
Yeah.
My friend watched me make Buffy the movie because it's brilliant. I was bored out of my mind or out of my skull. It depends on your taste in movies, whether you're going to like it or not. I still like it. It was just after watching the series, going back and watching that cheese, it was like, no, that's not Buffy.
Yeah.
She can be Muffy, but she's not Buffy.
Yeah, if you go in thinking that it's a serious movie or that it is brilliant, yeah, you're going to hate it. But if you go in thinking this is a garbage movie that I'm going to have fun watching, you'll enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, and if you've seen the series, don't think of it like the series at all. It is the same in name only. The hell? Oh, my phone's giving me updates and I haven't done anything to it.
Oh.
I prefer Love, Death, Robots.
Don't know that one.
Is that the name of one of the episodes? Is that the one where Willow hooks up with the old demon that accidentally gets scanned into the computer system? They're scanning all the old books and they scan this thing that is the demon. It's actually a demon who's been put on the page and it releases him into the internet. I don't know all of the it's a Netflix series. Gotcha. I don't know all the names of the episodes of Buffy. There's very few that I know.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years since I've seen that show.
I will never get the name Once More with Feeling because it's so well done. And
the musical one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the All Silent episode were the two best ones. Yeah.
Hush. I know that one. One of my favorites is actually the end of season 2. It's something that Joss Whedon did so well. And it's why I used to tell people until he got into making Marvel movies and then DC movies that Joss Whedon was a modern day Shakespeare. No, hear me out. I'm not talking in writing, how well he writes something or anything, but he understood what Shakespeare understood. You can't let your characters always be happy. And most of the time in Buffy, if somebody gets happy, they get something they want, something horrible is about to happen. So at the end of season 2, Angel's evil, and she's going to fight him because he's trying to bring about the end of the world. And while this is going on, Willow's trying to give him a soul back. And right as she's about to kill him, he comes back. Her angel, the love of her life. But the end of the world has already started, and the only way to stop it is to kill him. so she has to kill him. It's like, oh fuck, dude. What'd you do? Just read fucking Hamlet?
Well, to be fair, he is a shit-sucking vampire.
But he's a good shit-sucking vampire.
Is he? Are there any really?
He is. Well, actually, he's probably the worst of the good vampires if you pay attention to everything. Because they talk about before he became a vampire, he was actually a shitty person too.
Yeah. So it's just karma.
But yeah, sorry guys, I don't mean to go into my Buffy lore. I love Buffy. That episode where Willow meets her evil copy was great. That's Vampire Willow, isn't it? Is that Vampire Willow?
I don't know. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been 20 years. I knew this couple that was really into Buffy. They loved it. They named their kid Xander.
Oh my god.
And yeah, they were real diehard into it. And I was like, you people disgust me.
I loved Buffy. We named rabbits after Buffy because my daughter used to do show rabbits. We had all of them. We had Buffy and Willow and Giles and Anya. And yeah, we had all of them. But never a child. Jesus. Especially not Xander. Xander was a doofus.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't named Alexander either. It was just Xander.
The character's name was Alexander.
That's a hate fact. They wanted their own little Xander.
Passion is a great episode. The episode where Angel kills Giles' girlfriend. Oh God, yes. That's another one where Josh pulls such a fuck you to the audience. Giles finally gets to be happy. He's going to have this really romantic meeting with I forget her name, but the computer teacher at the school. And he comes to her house, and there's these rose petals leading all the way upstairs into the bed where she's fucking dead. Like, oh my God, this show. Yeah. Anyhow, Jenny Calendar. Yes, Miss Calendar. That was her name. God, she was hot too. I don't know who that chick was, but she was hot. That's another one of those shows, Jack, where I had a very much House moment when I learned it. Is it the guy who played Spike, James Marsters, however you say his name, isn't British? I'm like, I would have never guessed. He did it so very well. Apparently, it's easy to copy British people.
Huh. I thought he was British.
Nope. He's American. He sounds really funny. Having the DVDs, which I do, and watching the extras, there's times where they have him sitting down with Darla and they're talking. No, with Drusilla. And they're talking about the show and stuff. And he's talking without his British accent. And it's so fucking weird. Toxic Nightshade, thank you. This one time at band camp, Willow from Buffy, LOL. Yeah. Oh man, plus Vampire Willow, so hot. So hot.
I never found that chick that attractive.
Allison has a weird attraction to her. She's
nerd girl cute.
Yeah, but did you watched Buffy, right? Did you see Vampire Willow?
Yeah, I mean she was like gothy cute, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought she was okay. She was okay, but I liked Buffy better.
Oh yeah, Buffy's cute. Very cute.
Yeah,
my thing.
Dushku.
Oh, Elijah. Oh God, Faith. Oh, Faith. Yeah. I'm not saying I'd cheat on Lady Monkey with her, but I'd put a finger in there if she'd let me. Elijah Dushku, yeah. I got a boner for that chick. And then when she was in what's that movie? The cheerleading movie she was in with that ugly blonde girl.
Bring It On.
Daughter. What's that? Yeah, Bring It On. Her in that movie in that little skirt, that high school skirt. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
How dare you?
First of all, Kirsten Dunst is not ugly.
Yes, she is.
She is cute. She's just not as hot as Elijah Dushku.
She looks like a bulldog.
Nope.
She looks like a bulldog in a wig.
Now, granted, it'd be better if she was Asian, but that's the truth with most actresses.
You had this conversation several months ago. So, not everybody's heard it. How dare you?
And we've forgotten it by now. Our thoughts may have changed.
No, I had a real thing for Cordelia, Charisma Carpenter. And then since I've been watching again, I just don't find her cute at all.
I actually find her hotter now, going back and looking at them, than I used to. I don't know why. I just find her like she's got that I don't know, like that strong woman kind of thing. Like she should be a prosecutor or something.
I can see that. I don't know what it is. I used to think she was amazing, and now it's just like, show me more Buffy.
Yeah, Buffy's held up really well too. Charisma Carpenter hasn't aged too badly. She was hosting some show about stalking on Investigation Discovery. And I was like, I felt really bad because it's like she's kind of hot for an older lady, and it's a show about stalking people.
She's not. I don't think she's ugly. I just whatever it was that I liked originally is not there anymore.
The magic's gone.
Magic's gone, man. I've seen too many other women since. I've been desensitized to whatever she had. I was actually thinking, because people have been mentioning Supernatural. If I ever start watching TV again, I might start watching that. I stopped in season 3, and I feel like you can probably pick that show up almost anywhere and just dive in.
I've heard good things about it, but too many people I know have ruined it by constantly yammering on about it, like obsessively. And I'm like, I don't watch the show. Stop fucking talking to me about this fucking show. Yeah, but you like monsters and shit, Jack. Yeah, I don't want to fucking hear about your stupid TV show obsession. Okay, it's weird and it's obnoxious, and I hate that show, and I've resented it for years. Because I've had these same couple of people rambling on about it when it has nothing to do with my interests at all. I'm like, look, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, but you read about like the Mothman and stuff. That's the same thing. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
To me, it seems very much like it's the Harry Potter crowd, and the ages would line up right. At least what I've seen with like my daughter and her friends, because they all came up on Harry Potter and then they all moved to Supernatural. And that crowd tends to be, and I don't mean my daughter, but at least the people I see online, so very obsessive about their stuff. They're worse than Star Wars nerds.
Oh, way worse. Star Wars nerds at least had like major lulls in between their insanities. I mean, I enjoy a lot of things. I'm a fan. I read comic books. I have all my nerd hobbies. I try not to bring them into casual conversation with people I don't know.
Supernatural equals Fuda buff wannabe. You're gonna make people mad. I like Supernatural, not a Harry Potter fan. I'm not saying everybody. I'm sure there's Harry Potter fans who don't like Supernatural. I'm a Harry Potter fan.
It's that same kind of mentality of obsessiveness.
Yes.
Assassin said it right. Buffy, Warhammer, Naruto.
You leave Buffy alone. I said leave Buffy alone. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Naruto's kind of its own niche market kind of thing, so that you can avoid them fairly easily. It's very rare to have somebody come up to you and be like, "Oh, what do you do at work?" And then you tell them, and they're like, "Well, when I'm not at work, I like to play Warhammer 40,000 because the Imperial Space Marines are just so awesome when they're fighting the chaos." Dude, nobody really does that. You kind of have to bring that up for them to get the social confidence. But like TV shows like Supernatural and Criminal Minds, oh my God, the stop. Okay, just don't. I didn't invite this conversation. Why are you thrusting it upon me?
Thank you so much, David Richardson. Charisma Carpenter did Playboy, and it ruined it for me. Baloney lips. Wow. I knew she
her nipples. So.
I knew she did Playboy. I learned that many, many years ago, and I may have seen that on the Christian Science Monitor. I can't confirm or deny that. Just throwing that out there. I get what Oh, excuse me for just a second, Jack. I got to look into something here. Is this what I was thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Obsession is not healthy, though. That's my message.
Terry, if you're still in chat, thank you for your message. I knew that was happening. I hadn't seen it yet. I'll tell you about it in a little bit, Jack.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a good place to stop. And Buffy is awesome. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But it's very much like going back and watching the original Star Trek. You're going to know it's like, that doesn't hold up as well. The story is still great, which is what makes it. Same with Star Trek, same with Doctor Who, same with any of those shows that were done or are done on a low budget. I think low budget for those kind of movies or shows actually helps them because they're forced to make a better story.
Yeah, they have to focus on the story because that's the only thing that's going to hold people there.
Mm-hmm. If you go even TNG, if you go watch that, I mean, some of it is, especially like the fight scenes when they're on planets and shit.
Yeah,
is like, is that in your mom's basement and you put some fake trees in there? I'm trying to remember the one, the one where Data first meets his dad. He comes down onto the planet and he's standing there in this is supposed to be like this jungly area, and it's like, I'm pretty sure you can see the wall of the soundstage there.
Yeah. My favorite was the one where they meet the Ferengis, which is like the second or third episode.
Mm-hmm.
And all they did was take the same set from the last episode and add fog.
Yes.
And if you look carefully, you'll realize that, like, hey, that looks like exactly like the set from last episode.
But yeah, so I'm just not a fan of Doctor Who. The stories don't reach out to me, but I understand. I give it a lot of shit, guys, because I know some of you are fans, but I'm not, so I can make fun of it. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight, and thank you for the donations. I know I say it every night, but I really, really do appreciate it. This is my job, you guys, and I can't tell you how much it means to me that you guys think I'm doing it well. Jack, anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop some links to my latest videos, but yeah, we really do appreciate everything you guys do for us and your support just by coming out and watching. And of course, the donations are amazing, and you guys are wonderful for it. Thank you very much. Don't ever think we don't appreciate it.
Faithless says, "Oh, sure, leave us with a secret to share with Jack, but not us." Sorry, guys. There's some things I just can't. I just can't. Don't forget to follow us at the links below. There's lots of them. Jack has several channels. His Twitter's down there as well. I will get your Patreon and your store in there. But my store's down there, my Patreon, my Twitter. If you guys want to know when we go live, because this happens way too often. People come here 20 minutes after. I didn't even get a notice. If you're on Twitter, the best way to find out I go live is to be on Twitter, because I always tweet it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch us tonight on my channel right here, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for Lords of the Night. And I'm going to try to do a game stream. I think I'll do one here shortly. Depends on how long me and Jack talk. Then me and Satsu are supposed to do a stream sometime in the afternoon tomorrow, probably on his 2 Cents Plus channel. Follow me on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Jack, thanks for hanging out, my friend. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
My dick is pretty, Susan.